See, the thing is, I want all the smoke. I ain't gonna hold you.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. See? You got this, baby.
This is how I wanted to come in this week. Because,
Let's go.
it was in a good merry mood, Yeah. Love somebody else.
Give us them vocals, girl.
You got to give us the merry.
I don't want to know. We happy, y'all. It's another Tuesday, baby.
We are.
Titty Tuesday, that is.
Titty Tuesday, that is. It's the 25th anniversary of Mary's My Life album. So, we had to come in with these good, happy vibes.
We're going to let this ride. Go ahead. You not going to give us no more?
No.
Damn, Bridget.
We're still recovering vocally.
Shit. No?
We're still recovering vocally from our sinus infection. We're still here. Yeah.
What up, y'all?
What is going on?
It's another episode, y'all. We here. See, the thing is,
it's just the two of us.
See, the thing is,
it's just the two of us.
We are not joined by Friends with Benefits this week, but that's because we've been with them hoes all motherfucking weekend.
We were.
We've been outside.
We actually were not as outside. Well, you were.
You bitch,
I was not as outside as I probably could have been. But I went on a birthday tour because a couple friends had birthdays, so. Happy birthday to all my peoples, all my
Are you celebrating
peoples.
your birthday this year from last year, since technically last year doesn't count?
Yeah, I did. I went to Miami for my birthday this year. That was what I did. That was the perfect celebration for me.
And you did. You was at the pool party. You crawled on the floor.
Oh,
okay, yeah.
I got carried out of the pool.
That made sense. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I want to celebrate my 30th again.
Okay. Because of COVID.
Year. Yeah. Which is crazy because I did celebrate it last year in Mexico. But we ended up fighting a fucking hurricane. When I landed, we were fighting a hurricane.
Yeah.
And then I was booked, so I was really there for work. Mm-hmm. And then came back and literally had to stay in my house for a month straight with COVID. So I want to redo my 30th. Yeah. I want to redo my 30th celebration. But I was outside. I ain't going to hold you.
You were outside.
All of
bro.
New York is outside.
That's true. It's very true.
Whichever of y'all motherfuckers just couldn't survive here for the year and a half that we were locked down and y'all left, everyone who did stay all decided to come out at the same exact time.
That's correct.
It is flooded with people. There ain't no masks in sight except for on a train and in your Uber.
Which we respect. I respect the hell out of people that got their masks on the train still, because I'm definitely that person. So
Yeah, we went out... We were at Biggie's this weekend, everyone else. Oh my God, it's so mixy there.
Way too mixy.
I feel like I'm in the mix when I'm there. And I'm just like, okay, I'll never meet a man here if I'm here. So let me find where the real streets
You're not
are.
looking for a man.
Bro, don't do me. Don't do me. You I don't like. Why does she be doing these looks like this?
Because you outside, you in the streets, you're not looking for no man.
I am
you
outside
trying to enjoy.
You
trying to enjoy life. You're not looking for no man.
So y'all, I linked up with Bridget for this party situation, and I was like, I might have to dip because I got invited to this other little shindig. So I ended up. Let me tell y'all this story, y'all. So I ended up at a sex club in Brooklyn because I'm me.
Yeah.
I am her, she is I.
Yes.
So I end up at this sex club and it was really, really dope. So it's like in an apartment, there's a whole basement set up and it's like, I don't know. I didn't know where I was.
Oh.
I was just like, it looks so magical down here. Like the interior decorating was phenomenal. And then of course they had all the beds laid out on the floor. Mm-hmm. And so they gave you the consent rules when you walked in.
Okay.
So I thought that was really awesome. I've never really been to a place that okay, everyone circle around. We're going to do the consent speech.
I love that. And
so the consent speech, literally gave out the definition of consent. No means no.
Yes.
Make sure that you ask for everything. And so that was really dope. And then we went from the consent speech to just very dope music playing. So I go to get a drink. It was open bar. And I was like, oh, let me go get a drink. As I come to sit back down next to my friends, because I told you they invited me, this girl was pulling out some Molly. Oh. Now, I don't know what got into me, but I was like, ooh, can I have some? She was like, sure.
I know what got into you. Tequila got into you.
I mean, we did do tequila shots
and it was like 2:00 in the morning at that point.
So no, when I got there, it was
bed.
1. So it was 1:00 in the morning. So I had literally been there maybe 15 minutes by this point. Again, open bar. And I'm with my friend and I'm like, you trying to do some Molly? And this is how friendly everyone is. She didn't even charge me. Wow. She was just like...
Was she white?
No. So there was not one white person in sight. This was a black sex club, okay?
Amazing.
Which was amazing. So she put the little thing... Okay, and I'll tell y'all about my thoughts on drugs after this. But anyways, so she tells me to open my hand and she puts this little thing in... Bitch, it was a fucking crystal. I said, oh, this the pure shit. It wasn't even in a capsule. It was in like a little baggie. So she's like, how much do you need? I said, girl, like a half. Whatever like a half would be, I don't want a whole. So she gave me this little crystal and then put a little bit more powder in my hand to go with the crystal. And I just licked it. Bitch, maybe 20 minutes later.
Are we sure this was Molly and not crystal meth?
No, it was Molly. It was Molly. Wait, what's the side effects of crystal meth?
I don't know, but
Anybody know the side effects of meth?
It just, I don't know. It's the rock candy.
Okay,
what else? What other drugs look like rock candy?
So here's the thing. I shared the story when Wayno was here.
Okay.
I used to sell drugs. And when I sold drugs, I sold Molly. So when they're crystal form, that is the pure form. That is the pure, clean form of Molly. And
I'm so happy there's so many people in here well-versed in drugs, and they're giving me the tutorial on Molly. So relieved.
So it's
great.
It's a clear form. It's like a crystal form. And so normally what you would do at that point, so this was back in 2010 when I was selling Molly, what you would do is essentially, this is how I did mine. I would crush it up to make it powder. And then I went to GNC and got like just regular vegan capsules, like empty capsules.
Okay.
And so I would put half Molly in there, half vitamin C powder. So you know when you take Molly, they tell you to drink orange juice because it speeds up the drug. So I actually mixed mine with the vitamin C powder, which is why my shit was fire. But I say that to say, she gave me the clear form.
So now vitamin C powder is also a drug.
It's not. It just boosts the drug. So anyway,
I didn't know drugs needed an extra boost.
No? So anyways.
Why are we boosting drugs? Why are we taking drugs if we have to boost them?
Because you want to feel it quicker. So I lick my hand, I take the Molly. Bitch, I didn't even realize when it hit me. All I know, bitch, is everyone that I walked by, I was touching everyone with consent, of course. But while we're talking, could
you remember the consent rules when you were on Molly?
Yeah. Because then I ended up turning into the water girl because everybody needed water. Bitch, we just started sweating. And so I was just back and forth with cups of water for everybody. Need more water, bitch. Then I knew when it really hit me. Bitch, I started chewing my motherfucking tongue. I was like, fuck, I need a lollipop. So then I was just chewing fucking peppermints the whole fucking night because I needed it. But let me tell you, I also lost sense of time. So I'm like, we just down there petting each other. And, okay, graphic, guys. Bitch, I started just having, everyone, thank God, I'm sure, my pussy, bro, was leaking. I was like, oh my God, feel this. Oh my God, feel it. So I had like 3 bitches just feel how wet I was. And my friend I was with, I was like, oh my God, feel this shit. This shit is wild. So then this girl, after she felt it, went to eat it. And I was like, nah, girl, you gonna drown up in that thing. That is how fucking, just every sense of my body. Girl, and I got that wet off of just talking and rubbing. There wasn't even fucking going on.
That's pretty incredible.
Because all the dicks just wasn't getting up on that Molly. I don't know how the Molly affected them.
Maybe I need to start putting Molly in my vitamin C because...
Bro, it made my pussy so wet. So it was amazing. Needless to say, by the time I finally asked what time it was, because I started noticing people falling asleep around me, I asked for someone's time. It was 5:17 in the morning. I said, where did the time go? There's no way we've been here for 4.5 hours already. So then I was like, okay, 5 more minutes, because I still wanted to stay. So then by the time I realized how wide the fuck awake I was at almost 6 o'clock in the morning, I asked my friend if he wanted to go ride city bikes across the bridge.
Yes, of course you did. Of course you did. I say
all of that to say, This was my first time taking Molly since 21.
Okay.
I'm one of those that every time like any of my friends mentions drugs, I think I really was one of those that was stuck in that just say no to drugs. So I actually be shaming the fuck out of my friends that take drugs when we go out. Because I'm one of those that I'm an alcoholic. Bitch, just give me a drink. We lit. What you need all this other shit for? Like when I go to LA, oh my God, everyone's on coke. And I'm like, y'all.
Yeah, I've never done coke. I never saw the excitement in coke.
No, and I never saw the excitement in Molly, even though I sold it. Until this weekend, bitch. So as we're leaving,
I feel that way about shrooms. I love shrooms for that reason.
I've never taken shrooms.
Shrooms are a game changer. If you like Molly, you're gonna like shrooms.
I never took shrooms, but literally then I had like a moment with myself on the way to the car leaving the sex club because I was like,
I can't shame anybody no more.
I don't know how to feel because I really don't condone drug taking or druggies and I literally call them that, druggies or
not druggies.
People who take drugs. Like I really don't condone it, but I was like, but I want to do it again. So then I feel like if I only do it like once a month, that's not really bad, right? Or that often? No, once a month.
Once a month?
At the sex club though.
Only at the sex club.
Yeah, I would only want to take that at the sex club.
I mean, I guess. We're supposed to go to the sex club. We all supposed to go together on a field trip.
You want to go? I be thinking you be bullshitting, bro.
No, I really want to go. I'm not taking drugs because I want to remember all the things.
I did remember. I remembered everything.
Yeah.
Oh, bitch.
But I also...
Bitch,
yeah.
I even got strapped on, bitch, by a bitch.
All right.
Okay. Well, anyway.
But that's also, again,
because that was the only dick that was hard in the room.
If we go to the sex club, I just don't want to be... Oh my God. It's like a very tragic sex club. But
nah, she even let me pick the size. She had like 6 of them.
I'm talking about the fact that there was no other hard dick in the room except the woman that wanted to peg you. Like,
well, nah, there was other hard dick in the room, but when I go to like these spaces, I ain't in there looking for dick. So even though I went with a friend, we were all just petting. Everyone was just petting each other. It was exciting though. I was like, oh, this is dope. Cool. It's amazing. I had a really good time there. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oof, gotta go again.
I'll go with you next time. Why
You'll
not?
go next time? For real?
I'll go with you. I'm not doing Molly, but I'll go with you.
For real? You gonna sit there and watch me?
Am I gonna sit there and watch you?
Yeah. What else are you gonna do at a sex club? You gonna be
I'm gonna find other people to watch too, bitch. I'm not gonna be sitting there like, okay, Mandii, go ahead. The fuck?
No, you're not gonna cheer me on?
Cheer you on?
I ain't gonna hold you. I used to want my friends to do that. Like, I'd be like, well, y'all can watch if you want. I be wanting to be cheered on.
All right, well, I'll bring a little pom-pom and cheer you on, and then I'm gonna
go.
You
really cheer me on?
Yeah, but then I would move on because I want to cheer other people on. Shit.
Actually, y'all don't even know. So me and Bridget was shooting something this weekend. Would you direct me? Cause you like, direct me. Like,
you want me to direct your
now go lower.
Your excursions.
Now go lower. Throw that ass back. I would love you to give me those type of ad-libs.
I'm not gonna talk to you that way.
You're not gonna talk to me?
Go lower. In your pastor voice? No. I'm not going to fucking give you instructions on how to be sexual with a pastor voice.
Have you ever watched any of your friends have sex?
No. I've never watched my friends have sex. No.
No?
No. Not a thing for me.
What type of friends do you have? No, just like... Not your face. Why do you... I hate your faces, bro.
What type of friends do you have? The ones that don't want to fuck in front of me. And I'm totally with the shits. I'm cool with that. Mind your business, I'm on my mind. You know, and I there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't make me squeamish. I'm just not interested. Like, I don't care enough about it. But I mean, I'm down to go because I think it'd be a fun experience. And I know that other people in the space also get turned on by other people watching them. So that's cool too.
I really enjoy that. What's crazy is that was Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So Saturday is when we had our filming, and so Bridget and I were fucking filming all day. Then I took a nap, and I woke up just in time.
I needed a nap. I needed a nap. I didn't get a nap. I had to go on a birthday tour. Nah, we had to go to somebody's grandfather's 90th birthday, and it was a surprise. And it was the quietest surprise ever. And I realized it was because he's 90 years old. You can't be like screaming surprise and really startle somebody and fuck around and put somebody into cardiac arrest.
Bro,
like, he's 90. Like, you couldn't jump out the bush and be like, surprise! And he's like, like, you know.
That's what you did Saturday before we linked.
Yeah, after.
Oh, after.
That was where I had to go after. And then I had to go to another birthday party. And that was fun because there was a steel pan band. That was cool.
Well, that means you missed this, huh?
Epic. I did miss this.
Epic.
I missed part of it. I did catch the second half. I missed the beginning. I'm really happy that Bow Wow did the Harlem Shake, though. I did watch that on my phone.
Did you like? Wait, Was that the Harlem Shake though?
I liked his attempt. I thought it was cute. I was waiting for his daughter Shy to come on and just like body him and dance it.
I
Because
really thought
be
she was
dancing.
gonna come out and
yeah,
and
like
dance
she
with
really
him.
dances. So I really thought she was gonna come out and bust a move, and it didn't happen. But
So I know that y'all were like, oh my God, do these verses on the weekdays so we don't miss it. We're all outside.
I was outside we were literally in the corner on our phone. Like,
listen, I was able to catch this shit, and
Big Draco.
I really, really, really enjoyed it.
She make it
Now,
clap,
here's the thing. Who do you think won?
Honestly, the culture won.
Okay.
The culture won.
The culture-
Our generation won because I think young rappers, there's a couple things about this, right? First of all, the camaraderie between these two, like it's competition, but it's also like you got to understand these two when their careers launched, they were children. Like adolescents, you know what I'm saying? They were kids. And they came out and they killed the game on top of figuring out how to make money, sustain a level of wealth. Like Soulja Boy is still living off of ringtones. And some of y'all don't even know what ringtones are, and that's fine.
That's some auntie shit.
That's some auntie shit. No, I hate it. I had a ring back. I was the asshole that had a ring back. So you would call me, and instead of a ring sound,
no, it would be
instead of a ring sound, you gonna hear Pretty Ricky grind on me. You
that
gonna
was
hear
everyone's ring back, bro.
That was everyone's ring back.
That was
my ring back.
everyone's ring back.
You were gonna call if you called me, you heard Pretty Ricky. That's what you got for a little bit. I never had a ringtone though, but
that is
I think that's really. I think they are really the blueprint for how young rappers can figure out how to amass wealth and still, you know what I'm saying? And they don't. Neither one of them really, apart from, I mean, Soulja Boy just dropped the Make It Clap record, but for the most part, neither one of them really makes music anymore. And so, but they've still managed to be successful in their field and in making music and making money and still be relevant. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really dope. I think more rappers can take note from their versatility and also their camaraderie as well.
Camaraderie, these nuts. This nigga brought out Lil Romeo, my nigga. Like, I don't want to hear about
That's the only time Lil Romeo is ever going to be on the stage.
You know what? Nah, bro. I got the joke, and I'm sure they friends. I think that there's like some real underlying beef between Lil Romeo and Bow Wow, and I ain't gonna hold you. Fuck the culture. If you and I got a show and you think you gonna bring out someone that you know I really don't fuck with on stage on some showmanship or to be petty, nah, nigga, this ain't no fucking camaraderie. There's no way I could really look at you as my friend. I don't give a fuck. You bringing my enemy on my stage to share with me on my night?
I don't think they're real enemies, though. They're not enemies. Nobody's enemies.
First off, you didn't watch it live. This nigga Bow Wow, when Lil Romeo came on stage, looked the opposite way of Romeo the entire time, sat on stage, and then guess what? He followed up with his song Fresh As I'm Is, which was rumored to be actually a Lil Romeo diss record once that nigga walked off stage.
And Fresh As I'm Is a great record.
So
it was a great follow-up. This is a Verzuz. It's a fucking competition. You supposed to make your opponent have to step their shit up. I thought this was perfect.
I will say, perfect. I don't believe Soulja Boy stepped anything up. He played Make It Clap 3 times in the first 10 songs.
I mean, he's promoting his record, just like there's people in the comments promoting their shit with promo codes. You don't see Prima Donna be promoting her cookware?
No, she don't.
Yeah, she does it in every Verzuz. She be in there promoting with a discount code. She will type in the discount code in the comments every few minutes, and she be selling out.
Oh, that's petty.
I mean, listen, that's what people are promoting their businesses on this. Okay, Big Draco wanted to promote his single. I don't see nothing wrong with it. He's on the Verzuz.
Okay, so I want to have an unpopular conversation.
Go for it.
Because
we love unpopular, bitch.
And I know we kind of talked about it a little bit.
Uh-huh.
But Bow Wow looks like his sodium
Romeo
levels
brought his
were
snacks
high.
on. He brought his snacks. You see what I'm saying?
I know, but that's why he got brought in.
What the point that I'm making to you is, no matter what fucking beef exists amongst these 3 professional ass men, they all getting crazy money.
You're really kumbayaing the fuck out of this.
It is kumbaya as fuck.
No, bro.
It's kumbaya as fuck.
No,
Look on the stage. They are too rich to give a fuck about any of this beef on the stage. We'll handle that shit off camera, off stage, off the internet. They're rich.
I'm
rich,
telling
bitch.
you right now, Bridget, don't bring a bitch or a nigga on stage, on this couch, in this studio, in my presence.
Where's the beef,
I'm
though?
telling you. I'm
still looking for the beef that you are so serious about right now.
There is beef, but I'm saying...
Where, though?
Bro, do you really not know about the Probably because this is actually before. Like, you were a little more of an adult. This is literally my generation.
What is the beef? That's what I'm asking you. Tell me what the beef is.
There's real beef between this. Bow Wow and Romeo just went at it a couple weeks ago. Scream Man, pull it up. Please pull up the back and forth between Lil Romeo and Bow Wow that just happened a couple weeks ago when Lil Romeo said he wanted to see Bow Wow in a match. And Bow Wow was like, nigga, no, you don't even have enough to even step with me. Yes, and they actually put them against each other. The same way when Melo and LeBron came out, you couldn't really be fans of both. This was the same way. You had to choose, do you like Lil Romeo or do you like Bow Wow? Lil Romeo has maybe 3 songs. Bow Wow has like no songs. Regardless, everyone knew how Reignited. Yes, bro. Make it bigger because my eyes is low. I mean, my eyes ain't big.
Like I said, the money is bigger than all of these men.
Okay,
like, they don't care enough. This is not real beef, is what I'm saying to you. Gucci Mane getting up ready to fight Jeezy is beef. That's beef. This shit is not beef.
Regardless,
this is fake. This is fake beef.
This camaraderie on stage.
It's fire. I love it.
You're saying, let me finish because you're not understanding where I'm saying. If we know that there is beef between Lil Romeo and Bow Wow, Soulja Boy and Bow Wow have a show together. The pettiest, most disrespectful thing to do was for Soulja Boy to bring out a nigga that he knows Bow beef with recently, has a long-term beef with, and still don't fuck with, and that energy read so. So great for Bow Wow being professional on this stage. What I'm saying is, fuck yeah, it's good for the money, da-da-da, this is camaraderie. No, what I'm saying is, I'm not respecting any nigga, whether they're my friend or not, who's gonna sit here and bring up my enemy or someone I don't rock with or someone I don't fuck with in even my space of business where, of course, I'm gonna be professional in this sense.
Has this happened recently?
It happens, but that's why I'm like...
I know, but that's why I'm asking. I'm like, wait a minute, because this happened recently.
100%. Like, don't do that shit. Like, don't fucking violate me. This was a fucking violation.
Ooh.
Like, you already know, like, even with everything going on, at the end of the day, you're not finna violate my space, whether I'm at work or not. Of course, I'm always gonna be professional in any setting. But I'm saying if there really is supposed to be a rapport with us, and that's why I'm using you as an example, because I'm letting you know I'm going to always be professional in any setting that we're at. But bro, and you know this is why this is triggering, because you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is...
But that doesn't apply to us.
But I'm saying even in this, if from what you're saying, fuck the camaraderie, fuck everyone getting a bag. I don't give a fuck if you bring another podcaster around me that's getting a bag. If I don't fuck with that person, I don't need my space violated, whether I'm doing work or in another professional setting, period.
Okay. That's why I asked, because you
okay.
really passionate about this.
Because you with this kumbaya rah-rah shit.
Because I care more about being rich than being petty. I don't give a fuck about no bitch.
Being petty.
I don't care about nobody. And that's why I'm saying with this, to me, what you're talking about is way different, and also it's triggering.
It's not way different.
It's triggering.
Well, it's not way different at all.
It is way different because you're not him and you're not him, so you don't know how fake the beef
that was really there.
I just asked you to give me the beef, and the only beef you could give me was the beef from a fucking internet beef over Versuz. That's not real beef.
It just said, first off, you didn't read the whole article. It said reignited. There was clearly one before then.
Okay, what was the beef before then?
Shad Moss, aka Bow Wow, got one of the challenge. Go down to what the one was before.
The only smoke they're talking about is smoke on Versuz. They're not talking about meeting in the street to fuck each other up. That's not real beef.
But again, you don't know either of them personally.
I don't need to know anything personally to watch this. If there's
known beef, guess what? If you don't have to know my beef with somebody.
I don't at all. But we're also friends. So
you just said that Bow Wow and Soulja Boy was friends. That all these guys are friends.
Yeah, but they're all, at the end of the day, Mandii, what's important to you and what you consider to be loyalty things are very different than what these men do. And I'm applauding them because no matter whether it's real or fake or whatever the fuck it is, on the internet, it doesn't look that deep. On Versuz, it doesn't look that deep.
You didn't see the play. I read body language. Bow Wow was not rocking with that nigga coming on the stage.
Well,
if you didn't watch it, I'm talking about the body language that I read, that I seen. Bow Wow looked the other way the whole time. Romeo played his little 3 hits.
Okay, well.
So what I'm saying is I don't think he knew Romeo was coming. And to me, if they're friends, and again, this is all if, and I'm speaking to hypothetical because you and I both don't know these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
But hypothetically, Soulja...
I know Romeo. I don't know the other two.
Soulja, if you are friends with Bow and you sit here and bring out someone that you know I have beef with, nah, bro, that's some fucked up shit.
But what I'm saying,
that's all I'm saying.
Which I understand. If it was that big of a deal,
and that's all I'm saying. It's an if. I started it with if.
Yeah, I don't see. There are two different points that you're making. I'm in agreement with you about bringing. I wouldn't bring nobody around you that you really don't like.
Well, that's my main thing on it.
I'm just saying with this, it's not. This doesn't look that deep. But yeah, but you just tried to shit on my thing of kumbaya.
They're in a professional setting, so it's not gonna look that deep because we all have a professional reporter up.
That's not true because we watch people who are in a professional setting and they embarrass themselves all the time because they take shit personal that's got nothing to do with them and really isn't that serious, and they fuck up a professional vibe. We watch that all the time. People take to Instagram and Twitter over professional shit that's not meant to be shared with the world, and they do it anyway. So I don't think that's a fair point. What I'm saying is I'm applauding them for keeping this in the spirit of the sportsmanship of the competition. So whether there's real beef or not, to me, is inconsequential. It's erroneous because at the end of the day, they all acted accordingly.
Them big words that you just used ain't gonna change my view on this. Inconsequential, erroneous, whatever other big word you could come up with. It still, to me, was some petty ass bullshit. And I'm saying to the world, if I motherfucking fuck with you and you bring a motherfucker around me that I don't rock with, I'm side-eyeing the fuck out of you and I don't think I'm gonna rock with you no more. That's all I'm saying.
I need to know who hurt you because this is.
Oh, bitch, you know who, so I ain't gonna say it because you already know the whole thing.
All right, well, yes, carrying on. It was a good versus.
I just think if we take it even out of professional things, if we speak to the audience.
Yes, Omarion needed a versus. Why didn't we give Omarion a versus?
For what?
We could have given Omarion a versus.
Against who? Tell me right now.
Mario?
Nah.
You don't think so?
Maybe 10 songs apiece for that one. They don't have 20 because it wouldn't be fair because then Omarion could play B2K records and Mario couldn't. So Mario doesn't have, I think, 20 to go against an Omarion catalog.
That's true.
That would have to be like a 10 and 10.
Yeah.
Unless, is there another, maybe like Omarion versus a Pleasure P? Both of them went solo, but both of them could play their record.
That's actually a
B2K
fire
versus it would be the B2K
Pleasure P
versus
and Omarion. Yeah.
Pretty Ricky, and then they both had solo songs, and Pleasure P actually did pretty good.
He had a couple joints
solo.
Yeah.
And I think Omarion the same.
I
would be here for that.
That would work.
And then, of course, I don't know if any of them really rock with their band members much like that. We know Baby Blue wouldn't be able to show up, but the rest of them, we know Baby Blue wouldn't show up and Lil Fizz wouldn't show up. So there we go. We can get the other members instead. Because Baby Blue in jail and Lil Fizz was fucking on April. So there's that.
Oh, dear.
Anyways, if we go, let's keep it on TV. BET Awards, go ahead. Why not? Let's keep it here.
BET going BET.
What do you mean by that?
Well, first of all, the performances were fire. We got to start off with a congrats to Cardi B.
Can I ask you?
She looked great. Yeah.
There was now a live crowd.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on now comparing the live performances of the BET Awards compared to all these virtual performances we've been seeing? Because I really enjoyed the virtual performances over the last year.
I did
what were your
too.
thoughts on that? Because they were creative.
You know why? Because they didn't compromise the production.
No.
That was perfect.
Yes.
They didn't compromise the production even though they were virtual with no audience.
Agreed.
But I mean, I'm happy that they were able to get so many off on this award show. Yeah. I think that's the part that was really great. But overall, yeah, I mean, I missed it, but I don't think the crowd still isn't giving the same energy. Am I wrong? I'm not getting the same amped up, like excited. It's not, the energy doesn't match.
I mean, but the energy
it's not pre-COVID energy. It's not like
we've said that
hyped to be here.
On the Versus too.
Yeah.
But I just feel like maybe the crowd has been too young for the Versus competitions. I don't know. Because here's the thing, and I don't think a lot of y'all even know, not sure maybe if they got it for free or something, but all of these people that are normally around the stage, they're in there for free, but they're casted. Like casting agencies actually normally get these people to
they're
stand
seat
around.
fillers.
Yeah, they're seat fillers for the performances. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they just didn't want a free, because I don't think they even get paid to be there. It's like a casting agency sends it out, you get to show up. But yeah, I don't know. They do look kind of bored. What was
the girls just leaning on the stage, like...
What was, I guess, one of your favorite performances?
I mean, City Girls killed it with Twerkulator.
I don't like the song, though.
I don't like the song either, but I just thought the performance was fire. Meg obviously is always a highlight. That shit.
You saw how she walked off the stage when the baby was coming on with Khaled.
Sure did. Spicy.
That was funny. I enjoyed Jasmine Sullivan and Ari Lennox. Ari Lennox looks the fuck good. And was that? Could you tell me, was that BET or was that Essence? Because I was going between both. I don't know. That could have been. I thought that was the BET Awards, but it could have been her performance.
She did. She did an Essence. She did an Essence. Yeah, she did a virtual Essence performance as well.
Awards.
But she did BET Awards last night. I think last night is actually the first night that she's performed at an award show.
And wait, did Doja perform?
No.
That's crazy. This has to be the first award show in the last 2 years that she didn't perform at then. She has performed at every award show.
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. What about the winners? Do you think they did a good job with the nominees?
I would like someone to make sense of Silk Sonic winning Best Group when they've only ever released one song. I really need somebody to make that make sense for me because you have Chloe and Halle, you have Migos. Migos didn't win Best Group?
Damn, yeah.
So y'all just left Migos off Bad and Bougie. That's fine. Cool, no problem.
Jasmine Sullivan winning Album of the Year.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
I don't know about that either, I'll be honest with you.
I don't know about that either.
I think that a lot of... can you pull up the nominees for Album of the Year? Because I do feel like that should have went to... I'm sure there was a rapper in there, but it should have went to... Was Lil Baby? Lil Baby was nominated, Savon?
That I don't know. Let's bring up the nominees as well. The full listing. Full winners list by category.
Yeah, there we go. So Album of the Year, you had After Hours the
Weeknd.
Wow,
they had they gave that to
Good
Jasmine
News.
Sullivan over Chloe and Halle. Ungodly Hour was an album, honey.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. Now that I see this, whatchamacallit, I don't think any of those were really Album of the Year. So any of them could have won. Nas got an awful, his review of King's Disease wasn't that great when that dropped. Ungodly Hour. Chloe and Halle have been killing the performances that they do, but I don't know anyone that really has that in their phone for real.
Nah,
the
album is good.
Megan Thee Stallion, Good News, and Blame It on Baby by Da Baby, maybe that one. The Baby's been hot all year. Her winning,
The Weeknd is hot, has been hot all year too.
Yeah, him too. I mean, shit, he did Super Bowl, so yeah, that would have made sense.
That would have made sense.
Her winning, okay, Best Female.
Yeah.
Best Male was Chris Brown, okay.
Yeah.
Best Female Hip Hop Artist was Meg, makes sense. Best Male Artist, Lil Baby, makes sense.
Yep.
Actually, no, they were Best New Artist, Giveon. Best Collab.
I'm surprised they did not give I'm surprised they did not give Best New Artist to Doja. Doja Cat wasn't even nominated, and I think she should have been nominated.
Okay, so they only fucked up Best Group.
Also, Big Lotto, I think also would have been a great winner for Best New Artist as well. Mulatto. I thought she would have been great for Best New Artist.
Can you go down to the Best Group? Because I actually think that they may have gotten it right then. Because look at these, but look at the other options, bro. They have Chris Brown and Young Thug. No.
Who put out a whole album.
21 Savage and Metro Boomin.
Girl, City Girls?
Migos. Okay, City Girls or Migos.
City Girls or Migos should have won Best Group.
Yeah.
Hands down. Like that goes without saying.
Yeah.
Like City Girls
Definitely
or Migos.
Migos should have won it.
You know what I mean? It's like Silk Sonic has one song and y'all gave them like, you kidding me?
Best Gospel Inspiration Award. Does Kirk Franklin not win that every year? Like,
I'm happy to see somebody not Kanye win a gospel award.
I know that's right.
I love that the her award went to SZA because Good Days is a great song.
All right, well, I ain't gonna hold you. I don't really be watching the shows like as they're on. I just catch all the performances. But now seeing the nominees and winners, to me, I'm not gonna hold you. It kind of makes sense.
Some of them do. Some of them I'm always kind of like, how did we get here? But
yeah.
I'm happy that they started doing Video Director of the Year. Shout out to Burna Boy for being the best international act. That's the love of Rosie's life.
She really is there any celebrity that you just be sliding in their DMs and responding to everything?
No.
No?
Not one. Not a one. I love Rosie because Rosie just she says it to me all the time. She's like, I just be talking to myself in Burna Boy's comments.
No, literally. That is hilarious. You know who I think is just so beautiful?
Who?
And sometimes I'll laugh at the stories or like you
hit the laughing emoji, bitch, like maybe you'll see
but
this.
He married, so I ain't really shooting my shot. But bitch, met the man. Me and him are friends in my head.
Yo.
That nigga in the gym, I'd be like, you're doing great.
The look I got this morning when I was like, yeah, he looks good.
Good.
The look I got from my man next to me, like, yo, what? And I was like, you heard what I said. He looks the fuck good.
I like that you repeated that.
He looks good. Are you kidding me?
Because even like, if I have a boyfriend and he like is so like sopping over like Beyonce or Rihanna, that ain't a place to get jealous. Do you know how many people though in relationships get jealous over celebrity crushes though?
It's also a double standard because a random girl that my man thinks is beautiful will come on the screen and he'll be like, "There's my boo," and I gotta be like, okay.
Can I ask you, do you look at like the likes on Instagram? Well, luckily they removed that tab. But if you see a good looking like woman on Instagram and you see that your man has liked their pictures, does that bother you?
No. I don't care about that shit.
No?
No.
I'm just gonna get me a nigga with not an Instagram. He can't have an Instagram.
Yeah,
to me that's Instagram, one of my motherfucking recommendations.
To me, Instagram cannot be the barometer for anything in my relationship. I just refuse to let it be. The only thing that I have been a little bit wary about is like the something that made me a little uncomfortable, and it's only because the situation is awkward, is that he's friends, my man is friends with, I won't even say friends with, he's an acquaintance with an ex-boyfriend of mine.
Oof.
And so like on his, and he and I don't speak. And not because we have beef, but you know, it's just his wife or whatever. I don't know what the situation or scenario is, but he's not allowed to speak to me or acknowledge me, or which sounds like a really intense form of manipulation, but that's not my business and I don't care. But they still talk, like him and my man still talk, and so he'll like put up like when it's his birthday, wish him happy birthday. I just am kind of like, you don't have to do that. You could just shoot him a text. Like I'm petty in that way, but it doesn't.
I mean, and I'm going back to you saying that's manipulative, but I do have so many friends that are dating someone that may still be cordial with their ex, and they're like, nah, cut dead that bitch. You can't talk to her. You can't be friends. You can't.
Yeah, but I don't mean like be friends. I mean like not even say hello. Like there was an awkward moment like where we're all in the same space and everybody is flocking because he has a baby. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's flocking to them to go say hello. It's like, I would say hello. I would be respectful. I'm not disrespectful. I would never violate a boundary. I'm also not, but it's not important enough to me to insert
hi.
myself. Yeah.
Right,
it's not important enough, but the fact that it's like it's a rule that I am not allowed to exist in the space is just like, okay, it's pointless, but I'm not going to tell another woman what kind of boundaries she got to set in her marriage.
Yes and no. Okay, let me set up the scenario. Y'all ready?
Set the scenario.
I'm setting the motherfucking scene, okay? Because I get what you're saying.
People should just be able to say hello.
But yes and no, because I get what you're saying.
Oh, boy.
However, you and your nigga out at a motherfucking party or restaurant, intimate as whatever it may be, you realize that your ex, someone that they know is your ex, walks into the room. You don't think it's unacceptable or violating for that person, no matter what that history was, for your ex to come up to the table with you and your new partner and say hi or acknowledge you or any of that? Because I do know men who would then question why he felt comfortable to come to the table in that sense.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie.
The only reason
I've also told certain niggas like, don't come up and speak to me if you see me out with other niggas.
The only reason,
like, don't do that.
The only
shit.
reason that's not comparable is because my man knows this man.
Well,
he
no,
knows this man, so it's not the same type of.
I don't want to specify. I want to generalize this because that's
in general, I would never even do that. If I was out somewhere as a woman and I see my ex with another woman, I still would not necessarily go up unless it was something that we're cool enough that he had mentioned before, like, yeah, I'm in this situation. She would like to meet. Unless it's something that's been spoken about, that there's a level of comfort there. I would never do that.
And that's why I would never do that. That's what I brought that up, because if I'm out and I see my ex. Well, not this ex, because bitch, I'm pulling up. But
Mandii is choosing violence today. Did anybody else notice? Mandii is ready to fight. She wants to scrap today, y'all.
You know what's crazy? I was in the car with Bridget, and this was the week that me and my nigga broke up. I was in the car with Bridget and her nigga. We was going to Wingstop. This is before they turned into Thigh Stop or whatever. But we was going to Wingstop to get some wings. And if you don't fuck with the garlic parmesan, you ain't a real nigga. That's all. Anyways, so we go in and we pass by this Thai restaurant that's like semi outside. My nigga was bald headed. All I saw was a bald head. I said, keep driving, because if it's that nigga, I'm hopping out. And it was literally him on a date with a bitch. And then as we drove by, it was not him. I'm saying it was a nigga on a date with a bitch, but it wasn't my ex. But I had never felt that fire.
The car.
Because we like, it was...
I'm like, Mandy, that's not even him. She's like, well, it looks like him. Slow down, let me see.
I made her nigga slow down the car because I said, if it's him, I'm hopping out. But I say that to say, if a woman does approach her ex while he is visibly on a date with another woman, to me, there's no genuine, nice way that is happening without her either still having feelings for this man, B, trying to be petty and make her presence acknowledged, or C, doing it out of whatever spite she has in her system. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to bring that situation up.
I wouldn't, as a woman, I wouldn't do that, because I would not want to be a woman in that position.
You feel me? Because now we talking about your ass the rest of the night, and now I'm annoyed because that's exactly what you wanted. But fuck, as a woman, I'm finna ask you why she felt comfortable coming up to us.
But that's also, I also think that the way to avoid that is to really communicate clearly and adequately about the roles that people play in the relationship, whether it's a former body, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that you might have smashed once or twice, or, you know, somebody that you dated, like an ex-girlfriend. Like, I went through that. We had an issue like that last year when, you know, we were discussing what friendships with exes was going to really look like comfortably and respectfully being in a relationship. Where do we draw the line? Like, my ex would never call me, would never in his life call me at a certain time. He would text first, hey, is it a good time? Is it, you know, can I chat with you about something? If even that, do you know what I'm saying? And vice versa, same situation applied. And I think we've lucked out because we've really worked incredibly hard at trying to be respectful about boundaries and about exes and where people land, and you know what I mean? And having the access, because I also think that people have to be free to figure out what kind of dynamic they want to exist in, right? And I'm a kumbaya type of bitch. So I'm the kind of person.
I saw, bitch.
I am. Because at the end of the day, to me, I don't
happy ass.
I don't be holding grudges.
Positive. Optimistic ass.
Grudges sound like depression and wrinkles, and I'm not here for either of those things.
I don't be depressed, bitch, and but I will come for that ass.
I would too if I needed to, but I'm also like, it would take a lot to provoke me, because it's like the Hulk. It's like, if I'm provoked to a certain extent, then now we both going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's where we're at now. And I don't want to go to jail. I got too much to lose now. So I just feel like at this point, I pick my battles. I pick and choose what needs to be argued about. And not even from a standpoint of maturity, because it's actually because I think I'm better than people. I think I'm better than a lot of people.
So do I.
And my karma came back to me this week. I told you I lost my wallet a week and a half ago. It got returned to me. It was sent back to me. I left it in Coney Island after the softball tournament, and it was returned. The owner of the clam restaurant, shout out to Pete's Clam Stop on Surf Avenue, Surf Boulevard, whatever, in Coney Island, because they sent me my wallet back with everything intact. My cash, everything was in there. My social security card, which I wasn't supposed to have in my wallet. It happened by accident, but all of my things were back. We're in the wallet. So, and to me, that's good karma. Like, I always try to put that good energy out there. So, you know, it comes back. It comes back. You don't always have to be super, super happy, positive, and
we're gonna shout out to you,
all that. But
and your optimist, positive, fucking kumbaya, motherfucking ass. Cause guess what? Kumbaya, these nuts if you bring somebody around me I don't like. That's all. Okay, all right. We gonna get into what else we got on the docket, sis. Nah, in real life. In real life, sis, we outside this summer. You know,
definitely outside.
I'm just, and this isn't me performing. I just hope that's in your notepad about our friendship.
Definitely out. Oh nah, I don't have to do that. I already know that shit. But we've talked about that.
Do.
Like, you know how I feel about shit like that. I'm never gonna put you in no awkward, uncomfortable situation like that.
Cause I ain't gonna hold you. If I wasn't wearing $200 acrylic nails, bitch, I might still throw them hands. You feel me? But these bitches too expensive. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm just playing.
You're not.
I'm just playing. What else did you want to talk about?
We were talking about on the way here, which I thought was really important. We were talking about Kenya Barris is turning down $100 million from Netflix.
So
I think we should definitely discuss that.
I do want to discuss that. So Kenya Barris, for those of you who do not know, he had a deal with Netflix Some of you guys may have seen Black AF. He is also the creator of Blackish, Grownish, and I think he's dropping now a Brownish.
Isn't there a Mixed Dish?
Didn't
he do Mixed Dish? I thought he did Mixed Dish,
I don't know. He got
too.
a whole bunch of issues. But basically, he turned down, he also is the creator of Girls Trip. He decided to exit Netflix, leaving $100 million on the table, saying that basically they were not allowing him to be edgy enough. He also announced he has a podcast deal with Audible, and he also now has a label deal with Interscope, if I'm not mistaken. Here's the thing. I actually wanted to bring up the fact that when he was trending with this news, it had very, very, very little to do with the deal and more to do with everyone sharing their hate and distaste and dislike towards Kenya Barris. He did go to his Instagram to call out the haters, but the conversation that Bridget and I had off air that really, that I took from this was last week it was Kevin Hart. Talking about the haters and the people that weren't supporting him. We've seen the public drag, not only by publications, but also by the culture, to Joe Budden. We've seen it for Charlemagne. We've seen it for Lena Waithe. And the conversation that I wanted to have was we saw it for us.
We did.
We got on this couch with our therapist and was like, yo, we don't understand why it's Black women attacking us. But when I see the people that attack Kenya and Joe and Charla and all these people, it's our own people. And yet we constantly want to feel like we're uplifting Black excellence and we want to see our people in these rooms. But when they finally reach these levels of success, or they finally get into the rooms that we've been wanting to get into for generations and years and decades, it's like it be our own people that's mad.
Right.
And I was talking to Josh here, and he was like, yeah, it's that crab in a barrel mentality. I'm not gonna lie, every time I motherfucking go back to Orlando, niggas be like, oh, you too good for us. You Hollywood now. And I get that same treatment, and it's just like, bro, I'm just pulling up. But it's like, we have this idea that we do want to see success for our own people, and we all want to make it out the hood, and we all want to become millionaires, and we all want to bring our people up, but it be our own people that drag us down and that bring us down. And it's just like, what the entire fuck?
I think the situation with Kenya is really more so about the fact that he has rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
In what ways?
I think in the industry he has rubbed people the wrong way. But that's also subjective as well, because anytime we see anybody Black that is proud, that is confident, that is convicted, that is very sure of themselves and what they bring to the table, we pass that off as arrogance for Black people, and we try to humble them. And we talked about this. We talked about
that because y'all ain't humble
a lot,
bitch.
And trying to tell people to be humble. And I think we confuse humility with meekness and being timid and not being bold, and it's just not. It's wrong. It's a terrible instruction for somebody that's creative, especially someone that's as creative as Kenya. You know what I mean? I think Blackish is a brilliant show. I tried to watch Black AF, Black as Fuck. It was not for me, but other people thoroughly enjoyed it. So, you know, I think the part that's hard about this, right, is that you're looking at two different perspectives. You're looking at the Hollywood industry perspective, which is, they want Black content that's going to be digestible for everybody, which most of the time they do make it with mixed people, because they think that the mixed experience is somehow going to be more digestible for white people than just the Black experience. So they try to dilute it to make it more comfortable for everybody white, or everybody non-Black, I should say. And so that's triggering for me, because I feel like both stories separately need to be told, and the representation on both sides needs to exist, both a mixed story and a Black story, because they're both completely valid and not shared enough.
That's why I really like Southside and Atlanta.
Yeah, I love Southside and Atlanta.
It's our people, it's our dialect, it's our everything, but without being sugarcoated.
And without being stereotypical.
Right, that part.
Do you know what I
too.
mean? And I think The Chi represents a lot of that too, where it's just really, I mean, it goes back to the 90s shows that we loved growing up. You know what I mean? Martin and Living Single and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. It's like you're normalizing for everyone who's, you know what I mean, normalizing just Black people existing. I miss being able to just watch that kind of content, and we don't have enough of a variety of that type of representation. And so, I mean, kudos to Kenya, because I think him, he wants to go against the grain a little bit with his presentation and with his version of representation. And the same people that are criticizing him are also the same people that criticize Tyler Perry and say that he's too stereotypical,
right,
and he makes Black women look angry and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you can't win. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to please everybody. You're just not. And so, I think he's in a unique position. And, this goes into the next topic with the clip that I wanted to play. Because there's a new episode of The Shop. I don't know if y'all watch The Shop on HBO Max with LeBron and Maverick Carter and Paul Rivera, but they have a series that takes place in the barbershop, and they always have a variety of different guests. And this week they had Tom Brady, Kid Cudi, and Draymond Green and Chelsea Handler on there.
What a mix of fucking people!
What a mix, bro!
What?
But I mean,
what a mix of
it's so
people
dope
to have a conversation.
The variety of perspectives, I think, is really unique, and I think it's really dope because it's people that are really successful in their fields, but that are also still somehow still adjacent to one another, right? Like entertainment and sports, fusing, like creating conversations between entertainment and sports. I think is always a good time. You know what I mean? Whether it's a comedian or a musician or another athlete, I think it's dope. And so Tom Brady was talking about Draymond Green and Tom Brady were going back and forth about, the difference between the agility and athleticism in their sports, right? And how Tom Brady in his mind is like, damn, it would kind of be dope to play basketball because you guys don't have to run that far. Like, y'all got a small court and y'all, you're running back and forth, but you ain't even got it. We got a whole field. And Draymond's, opposite perspective was like, well, you guys get to stop after every play. I might be running up and down that fucking court for 7 minutes. And you know what I'm saying? Nonstop. Turnover.
This is not a sports podcast.
It's not a sports podcast. But I mean, I thought it was really dope because because people have attacked Draymond Green and been like, well, if you're open, you should take the shot. And he's like, well, nah, because I'm on a team with Steph Curry. If Steph Curry is open, I'm giving him the ball. I'm trying to win the game. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving Steph the ball. That's the smart thing to do.
What it gets to, I want you to play, because what the conversation really leads to is the conversation regarding a team.
Just regarding understanding the importance of knowing yourself, right? Because even Tom Brady says, he doesn't like to be compared to anybody.
Play the clip so we can get into that conversation.
I know, but I still got to give the context, because Tom Brady says he can throw the shit out of a football, but he can't do everything. He doesn't know, and not. He doesn't want to. He knows his strengths, and he's cool knowing that his strength can be applied to whatever team he's in. And this was Chelsea Handler's response, which I thought was brilliant. Mm-hmm. Being able to deputize.
So go ahead and just tell them how y'all read me for filth on Patreon. Y'all, we drop the Patreon soon. But it's crazy that we played this clip because I'm in a room with my homeboy Asante, Bridget, Savon, Pierre, Devon, Terrell, all of our team over on our Patreon. And literally that was the conversation because Bridget has had to check me so many times in just saying, bro, you don't have to do everything. But also I'm able to acknowledge how good Savon is at the things that he does.
Oh, yeah.
What Dev does, what Pierre does. Because look, Lord knows I am not a videographer. I be trying to sit behind the camera. Like, well, let me see the shot. No, can you pan it to the left?
Right.
And literally, Bridget is every week. Don't teach her how to run them cameras, bruh.
Because
she gonna come in and do that shit.
We shot content. This is an example. We shot content on Saturday.
Oh my God, don't tell him.
And we are filming something, right?
And
And Mandii just chimes in.
Wait,
we're talent, okay?
We're going through the script, right?
We're going through the script. And we're going, right? We hit a stride. We are hitting momentum. We're free flowing. The energy is great. Everybody's hitting their marks. Everybody's ready to be. Mandii just decides
in the middle of the scene.
mid moment and scene. We all look at her like,
wait,
but sis,
bro, my bad.
You're not the director.
But I felt like I was the director. But I was the director.
You were talent.
But I wasn't. I also wrote the script. So in my mind, I wanted a way. But then, of course, we're in a room with a whole bunch of creative people with creative direction. And so even in that moment, I was just like, oh, damn. Maybe in this space where I was just talent at that very moment to let everyone around me play the role in positions that they were hired to do.
Yes. But I think...
But then I was like, oop, my bad, run it back.
And I think the difference is too sometimes, right? Sometimes it's not a reflection of your disbelief in another person, but more your fear to trust that it's going to be executed properly. It's not always, you know what I'm saying? I think in a team setting, like for athletes especially, they automatically go to ego and they chalk it up to like, oh, well, you thought you could make that shot and you thought you could blah blah blah. When in actuality with you, it's more so like, nah, I just wanted to get it done right so you wouldn't have to.
I mean, I think
a lot of times you've said things to me where it's like, yeah, I didn't want you to have to be worried about it, so I just did it. I didn't want you to have to think about it, so I just did it. I wasn't doing anything, so I just did it.
But in terms of athletes, I believe there's a lot of unlearning. So for a lot of their collegiate grade school athletic careers, they were the best on their teams. So they probably could post up. They could probably bring the ball down the court. They were probably shooting beyond the 3-point. They were probably the best at free throws because they are some of the best athletes in the world. And there's only like 412 spots in the NBA. So to be fair,
this is not a sports podcast.
I mean, it's not. But there probably is a space where they're coming from where they did win games by playing all the positions at some point or another. And so now they're in the league. And yeah, it takes a lot because also you deal with trades. You deal with different players coming in to where it takes a while to trust your team. Yeah. And to be fair, you and I have been building a team. Yeah. Well, dismantling, building again, building further. Yeah. And so it's been a lot even with us in creating this show.
But I also think to the point that Tom Brady had made prior to Chelsea Handler's statement was it's important then in those moments to know yourself and know really what your strengths are so that you can give that creates room for other people to show up as themselves and figure out if they don't already know what their role is going to be, right? Like and discover how they can fit into whatever the scheme is around whatever your strengths are. Like, because this is an arena that's new for me, I'm learning a world of things with you every single week because this is an arena that you are incredibly familiar in. You're a vet in this game. So there's things that I just sit back and I'm listening and watching because I've never done half the shit that you're talking about. Right. So in my mind, it's like I know what my strengths are, but I also know enough of myself to be like, I know once I get the hang of something, I'm running it up. But if I don't have the hang of it and I'm with somebody, like Draymond said, if I'm on the court and Steph Curry is even half open, I'm giving him the ball. It's a fucking no-brainer. So I think
it's a no-brainer. If I don't know a word, bitch, you got me.
You understand? And I think that's the beauty of teamwork and leadership in that capacity. And I think it's hard because as kids even, right? Like thinking about even being in school and when you're studying things academically, right? Nobody ever gives you a tutor to help you with the shit that you're good at. It wasn't like something like if I was amazing, always amazing at reading comprehension, always. I love to read, I love to write, I love to words. Hello, that was my shit, right? But I wasn't really great at math, and I hated math. So I was given like extra attention for math. It's like we're trained, it's ingrained in us to nurture the weakness, to try to bring them weakness, to make the weakness stronger, rather than hone in on the strengths that we have and be like, yo, you're amazing at this. We should make sure you're the fucking best at this. No, instead it's like, oh, let me help you out. Let me help you carry what you know.
You know what's crazy? I actually just had this conversation with my homegirl because every time I talk to her, she has an idea for a new business that she wants to create or something new that she wants to do. And I'm like, well, none of the other things you started are the best that they can be yet. So why don't you focus on those things first before doing something else?
Right.
And I think that's where I think a lot of us land in this creative space.
Yeah.
We start different things or have these ideas, and then we're like, before we can even fully execute one project, we already thinking of when and how we can start the next one and who we're gonna do it with. And I think that it's important to, like you said, literally, if you're not showing up 110% for one thing, then you're not ready to leave that thing yet.
Right.
Like, and I mean, that's even how it is, how I feel even with like team members.
Yeah.
Like, bro, don't come to me and ask for shit unless you know you've done the absolute most and absolute best that you can in every facet. Because as soon as you come to me asking me for something, now the critique probably ain't gonna be as nice as you want it to be because you haven't even shown up to the person that I know you can show up as.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, I like what he said with that. One of the other points that he made was they were talking about the best athlete and they were like almost comparing Tom Brady and LeBron James. And of course, y'all know I listen to the JBP every week and they brought up Tyler, the Creator, and J. Cole. And Ice was really adamant on comparing the two. And I think this can lead into our girl code conversation. They're always, in order to talk about the greatness of somebody or how well someone does something, you can't ever make it just stand alone. You have to talk about how shitty someone else is or how shitty something else is or compare it to X, Y, and Z to even make your point. And I fucking hate that happens. And I think it happens innately, to be honest, even when we talk about a new relationship.
Right.
Bitch, as soon as we see the new bitch in the relationship, what we doing? Seeing if it's an upgrade or a downgrade. And we're sitting here looking at all of the things, her looks, her physical, what she does for a living, and comparing it to us.
Yep. Everything. It's
literally what you do. So that's why I ain't gonna hold you. I always like multiple choice, bitch. Because there's only one motherfucking answer. I ain't gonna hold you. When I used to have teachers that graded your shit and it was like short response or essay format, and a bitch would give if it was another teacher, I know the shit would be an A. So I used to ask, oh, bitch, I was an asshole student. I needed to know what she compared my shit to deduct my points. Because if I'm sitting next to a motherfucker that got an A on their paper and I got a B, you know what I'm doing? Reading their paper and like,
what's the difference?
What is the difference?
And
where did you come up with my grade? Because no, this is a fucking A because I turned it in and I gave you 100%. Right. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. I never questioned when I gave like 30% and still got a good grade. I'd be like, oh my God.
Yeah, no, you got to take those. You just got to take those and be like, chalk it up to, thanks, God.
How did this happen? I guess let's move into, y'all know we started this girl code segment. And y'all, goddamn Monique, she just got to shut the fuck up sometimes. Bitch.
Or just stay out the airport now. Maybe just stay out the airport now.
Well, no, this was not her picture. Let me let y'all know what happened. So y'all know that we talked about wearing bonnets outside, wearing slides with socks, all of that a couple weeks ago. And Monique, this past week, decided to post a picture of a woman she does not know who is at the airport. Oh. And she reposted it to her very popular verified Instagram account with 1 million followers.
So much so that Stephanie Mills had to chime in.
Listen. So the real Mo Worldwide wrote, "Hey, beautiful queens, no shaming. If this is the best you can do, no judgment, do you. This was sent to me as an example of what we're talking about that goes on in our community. However, if this is not your best, then do better. Being that ultimately the decision either way is yours. I love us for real, heart emoji." And you know what? I'm really trying not to choose violence. I feel like I sound like Joe this podcast with all this yelling and anger and aggression.
It's a lot of aggression.
But I do have aggression today. It might be the wine, bitch. I don't know. But, baby, so I'm not going to speak to who this woman is because, to be very fair, we don't know her socioeconomic state. We don't know what she's going through in her life.
Correct.
We don't know if maybe, honestly, I've been real close to this because I was coming from the beach in Miami. Oh, no, not this exact outfit, but I've been close to this much skin showing and this naked and this chaotic in the airport.
Okay.
In Miami, my bags are left at a hotel. I'm laying on the beach until I can get as much sun as possible, and I run to the airport looking this disheveled, I will say.
Okay.
I say that to say, what Monique views as the best is subjective. her best, your best, my best is all going to be different. Again, depending on your experience, how you were raised, what you grew up on. What I hate is that this is another Black woman. As if we all don't have different experiences, as if we all have to be one, essentially. Also, this goes into my question I wanted to ask. But before we get into that question, Bridget, what are your thoughts on this post, on her posting this woman unsolicited that she does not know, on the message?
I mean, I'm happy that
bring?
we don't see her face, because I think this is really unfair.
Agreed.
This was I know this is under the girl code folder, but this was under the shit I don't care about folder, because I'm sick and tired of hearing Monique talk about this shit. Like, sis, we heard you. Like, enough is enough. We understand. We get it. We understand you want us all to do better. Some of us can't do better, and sometimes, to be honest with you, we even though we know better, whatever life circumstance we're going through at the moment inhibits us from giving a fuck enough to do better.
That part, bitch.
And so that's the part where we need to grant each other some grace, right? Which, in my mind, if whoever took this picture, right? Like, if I'm in the airport and I see somebody like this, the first thing that goes through my mind is, damn, she going through it. That's my first thought. It's not like, look at this crazy bitch.
That ain't even a bonnet. That looked like a plastic bag.
It looks like a plastic bag.
Which is crazy.
My brain immediately goes to,
what?
She going through it. Something, okay. She going through it.
So can I be honest with y'all?
Go for it.
I don't want to be judged. I'm taking this back to Florida, bitch.
Okay.
But Florida, it rains a lot. And of course, I had jobs.
Yeah.
And so what I would do, because I'm sorry, I just wasn't having shower caps in Florida for whatever reason, which also is, I'm leading into this.
And you have a white mom? You never had a shower cap?
White people don't need shower caps. Their hair can get wet all the time.
No, but white moms usually have shower caps.
For what?
Girl, for their hair. For when they take a shower. They don't like to wash
white
their
people
hair.
literally wash their hair like every other day.
Really?
Yes.
My mom doesn't.
Oh, well, there must be two type of white people. I don't know.
Parks, do you wash your hair every day?
How often do you wash your hair? Once or twice a week. See, that's a lot.
Once or
is
twice
that not
a week
a lot?
Is a lot? No.
No?
No.
Oh, well, my mama used to put the hairspray and make sure she had layers. So maybe she was washing out the hairspray. She was trying
to, yeah.
And I mean,
she was trying to start over.
But for it was
a style that she was like, I'm good.
But even for me, like growing up, like I loved the black gel and the Blue Magic.
Yeah.
Bitch, after the day with Blue Magic in your hair, my nigga, your scalp is oily. That shit got to be washed out. Otherwise, you get grease all on your goddamn pillowcases. Anyways,
if you don't know what Blue Magic is, it's coconut oil, and it's great. I love.
Oh, is that what it is?
What else?
Blue Magic is coconut oil?
That's what I use.
Hey, Scream Man, no, pull that up. Can you pull up Blue Magic? So there's
I
a
thought
blue
Blue Magic is coconut oil.
There's a blue kind and a green kind, and the grease. That ain't coconut oil.
That's not coconut oil?
Hell no, girl. See, you was using some white coconut oil in your hair, baby girl.
Blue Magic coconut oil.
No, yeah, go to Blue Magic.
It says coconut oil.
Oh, coconut oil and what? Oh, that's coconut oil?
Sis. That's why I'm like.
Oh, for real?
It's not the kind you cook with, it's for your hair. It's coconut oil hair conditioner.
Oh, bitch, they done gentrified that because, bitch, I'm buying all
that's
this new.
always been there.
No, they just gentrified coconut oil because this shit you could look. Even the fact that it's on Amazon for $11.65 at the hair store, that shit is like $3.99.
I know, but
they are gentrifying Blue Magic. No, that's the one I'm talking about. That's the one I'm talking about. Okay, click the front seats for $2.69 at Target. Okay, could you go to the Blue Magic?
And that's what it's supposed to cost.
No. Could you go to the Blue Magic Anti-Breakage Formula Conditioner? That one. Yes, click on that because that is not coconut oil, I don't believe. This is the one I was talking about that I used to put in my hair. So it's anti-breakage formula.
It's still Blue Magic.
Wait,
sis.
could I read the back? Yeah, but they probably gentrified Blue Magic and added the coconut oil to it. Could you go to the second?
It's just a different product. It's still Blue Magic. It's just different products. Because when I was literally, it looks like that for years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the same exact company. Look at the logo.
Yeah.
But they just added coconut oil, and that's why now they can charge $11 for it. Well, they gentrified Blue Magic. Anyways, I say all that to say, when it was raining... It was raining outside, bitch, I used to take my little Winn-Dixie bags, because y'all know black people, we keep all the grocery bags and just put it in a cabinet somewhere to use for different things. And if it was raining, no one has a fucking poncho. And umbrellas I lose. So, bitch, I used to tie. So you put the shopping bag over your head, and then you take the little two handles, and that's what you tie in the front. And bitch, it made sure that my sewing or whatever I didn't want to get wet at the time didn't get wet.
I mean, that's so common. That's common most places. Like in New York City, you will definitely see women with plastic bags over their hair if it starts to rain.
Wherever she was going to the airport, wherever she was going, may or may not be wet, but regardless, my hair ain't gonna get fucked up before I get there.
Well, she also has very little clothes on, so that's why I'm saying.
I've been there too.
It just look. Yeah,
I've been there.
This is real pajamas. Sis.
No,
this
it looks like maybe she came from the beach.
She has a bra on. That's not a.
It could be a bathing suit bottom. I mean, top.
Maybe. All I'm saying is, if I see her, my first reaction is not to be like, ew, oh my God. My first reaction is to be like, damn, she must be going through it. Because look, she got her hand on her hip. Sis is pissed because she got to pay for that fucking check bag. Okay. I'd be pissed too. My thought is, I just think Monique made her point, and to keep dragging it out and to post a picture of a woman without her permission. And it's just not necessary at this point. Like, you don't have to say anything. If this is the best you can do, no judgment, do you. But that wasn't the purpose of your post. The purpose of your post was to have people judge her. Otherwise, you wouldn't have felt the need to post it.
My question to you now. So when I saw this, of course, I wanted to immediately stick up for women because women unite. Let's go. We run the world. All that shit, right? I was like, girl power. Ooh, women empowerment. So I wanted to ask you, because then because you know how I feel about people in the airport and how people dress in the airport. Outside of that, I immediately felt like a hypocrite. Because I'm like, is there a way for women to critique other women without sounding like a hater or without bringing shame to it? And I say that to say, because you and I have had multiple talks regarding surgery. Women who get surgery. Sex workers. Women who choose sex work. Women who are maybe a little bit more promiscuous in the way that they move, which I don't know.
Sexually free.
Yes. And so I was like, damn, is that really just what Monique was doing? Because I too have used that pillow face fucking app and been like, this is what you bitches look like in LA. And I'm like, damn, that's some shady shit. But is there a way for other women to critique women without it being shameful or on some hate shit?
Yes.
How? How do we do that?
Because I think you can separate the person from the issue. Okay. And I think that's how you identify what the problem is. Because we don't have any context around this picture, the picture is the issue. She is the issue in the picture. And we don't know her and we don't know her circumstance.
Okay.
That to me is problematic because you're making the problem her and not the problem whatever the unknown circumstance is that we can't even talk about because we don't fucking know. So to me, the best way to critique a situation is to separate the human being, the person that's involved, and whatever the circumstance is, right? Because I think the biggest downfall within our community, and especially as women, these headphones are like giving out, so I can like barely hear. Especially within our community, is really the fact that we question who's qualified to comment on what. So it's like if we're not mothers, we shouldn't have comments on how mothering or how people parent. When I had a parent, and I can tell you what worked for me and what didn't work for me. That was my mother's parenting style. I had a parent. I have experience with a parent, and you can say it's different all you want. And sure, there's plenty of different circumstances and differences, but it doesn't necessarily deem me unqualified and my opinion invalid because I'm not a mother to say, you know what? Maybe you should actually put a dress that's a little bit longer on a little girl that's 5 or 6 years old so that if she's out playing, she doesn't have to think about or worry about the fact that her panties might be showing and she's 5. Do you know what I'm saying? That to me, I'm a woman, so that's I can identify what I think would be protective for a little girl because I'm a girl. And I'm thinking about the fact that as a when I was a kid, that was something my mother was considerate of. The fact that, you know what? There might be men somewhere. There might, you know what I mean? Wherever we're going, there might be little boys that might try to violate you. Let me just make sure you're covered and you're protected and you're safe so that, do you know what I mean? I think if we can separate with this situation with Monique, it would be different if she posted a woman that was like proudly strutting through the airport with a garbage bag suit on and a garbage bag over her head and no mask and And you know what I mean? It's like, because then it's kind of like, all right, this isn't circumstantial. This is a woman who actually really very boldly doesn't give a fuck, and you don't agree with her, and you don't agree with that way of thinking. We don't know what's going on with this chick in this picture. We don't know shit at all. That's why I say first
shout
thought.
out to Mulatto, because she made her video with her bonnet on her Instagram. Like, bitch, I'm at the airport in my bonnet, say something. And that would be me. Next time I travel, Bridget, I'm gonna send you a picture of me and my do-rag. I do do-rags.
I like the do-rag.
I
like
actually
the
have
do-rag.
do-rags. I don't have bonnets. Because I haven't, well, my do-rag is to lay my hair. When I was getting braids and sew-ins, I had bonnets. But now I just do my do-rags, and bitch, I be walking out with my do-rags.
Listen, at the end of the day, for me, I think how you choose, whatever you take pride in how you carry yourself is your business. However you get treated as a result of that is everyone else's business. And that's just what happens. That's just life. You cannot necessarily dictate how somebody is going to treat you, but whatever the response is, however you choose to handle it is on you. I don't really care enough. I just think with this situation, we can give critique about something without making it be personal. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I can comment on something that I think is wrong with the frame of mind.
But no, because here, like in today, you can't not like something without somebody feeling like you hating on it. You can't not like a movie without you being a hater. You can't not like another podcast without you sounding like a hater. Everyone feels like if you don't like someone, it comes from a place of envy or jealousy or
I mean, I think the body shaming thing is a good point, because I don't care what women want to do with their bodies. I hate that for some women, not for all, but for some women, there was some level of bullying or body shaming that took place early on in their lives that made them feel like they were not good enough, and that's why they went and got surgery. I hate that. I hate that might have been the component that led a woman to do that. I don't hate
bitch.
surgery.
You know what the bitches that I know?
But I'm just saying, like, that's something that I feel like I can comment on, because I don't care about body surgery. I don't care that if a woman wants to do anything to her body.
What about the girls doing it just to make money or just to be chose by men? Because those are the girls that I know. They know other women that were doing it just off of the basis of the certain men they wanted to attract. I
don't mind that either, but I also don't want to be body shamed by women that have gotten their body done because I don't have my body done, because I want it to be natural, because it goes both ways. And I lived in LA for 9 years, so I would see women all the time who were like, oh, well, if you don't like something, just go under the knife. And I was like, I mean, I don't like pain, first of all. Like, I don't know. I'm
scared
of
LA,
that.
Them bitches don't even be wanting to do, they don't want to do brunch. They don't want to go out to the park. They'll do those things, but I'll be with them, and for the day they'll be like, let's go get Botox.
Like the reverse shaming. To be honest with you, nowadays the reverse shaming is way more common. Girls that have their body done are real quick to be like, oh, that bitch is broke because
do you know
I'm not broke because I didn't want to fucking get my titties lifted, nipped, and moved and snipped. I'm good.
I was having
That's
a conversation
not an indicator.
with my homegirl. And we were just doing something. We had like a 30-minute conversation because, bitch, I got a wrinkle in between, like when I go like this. And she's like, wow, look at mine. You should go and get this, because when you do that, that means you won't have the little wrinkle in your forehead. And I guarantee you, there has not been one nigga that wouldn't fuck me, because when I scrunch up my eye, I got a wrinkle between my goddamn eyebrows.
That's what I'm saying. The shaming goes both ways. Yeah. And I think for me, that's why I say you have to be able to separate the thing that you don't like from the person. Because there's women that have gotten their breasts done because they had breast cancer and they needed to have reconstructive surgery.
Right.
So who the fuck am I to tell a woman she shouldn't be able to feel comfortable in her new body?
Right.
That's not fair. Do you know what I'm saying? Some women gain a lot of weight when they're pregnant, and after they give birth, they want their bodies to look the way that they did before they had a baby. That's totally fine. That's acceptable. What I don't deem okay is when the opposite happens, when it turns into this thing of like, oh, well, you know, she thinks because she's a natural body, like, girl, I got this done, I got that. It's like, it's a moment of pride, but, and we said this earlier today too, you don't have to shit on one thing to be proud about whatever, about something else. You don't have to you can make two separate statements about things you don't like.
And they can both be true.
And they can both be true, and they can both be valid. Like, some natural bodies are amazing, and some built bodies are amazing. I've seen a lot of built bodies that are amazing.
Well, I don't fuck both. This one girl I fucked on in Miami, her ass was so hard, bro. So when she sat on my face, it was so weird. Like, the butt was hard, bro. And I couldn't like grab it like I was like, oh, I ain't gonna hold you. This shit is weird. Yeah. So I think that cool.
I get,
they may
I
look
get,
well,
I get
but-
annoyed. I get
Bro,
annoyed too, though.
That shit was crazy.
I get annoyed too, though, with women that have gotten their body done, and it's very noticeable, right? Like the work is very noticeable, and
But
then
some girls want that.
And then I'm about to tell you what bothers me. Park it for 2 seconds. Not the body. What bothers me is when those girls too get irritated by the attention that by people noticing and the attention. Sometimes women with bodies done, if they're around other women that aren't confident, it triggers the women that aren't confident. And then they get upset and defensive. And then the women around and the men, like it's just all of this weird energy around the emphasis, right? I hate that the emphasis is on the body and not on the confidence. I wish that we could have more conversations as women about the importance of the confidence, because especially in LA, I think LA is a perfect example of that. Because women in LA, natural bodies, bought bodies, if you're beautiful, you get attention no matter what. But sometimes women that have had work done, that's noticeable work, if they get more attention, they get frustrated. I've watched it in real time. They get frustrated with men, gawking at them, or men like, well, why are you staring at me so long? And it's like, well, sis, you have a beautiful ass body.
I disagree.
This is a lot.
What you're saying is problematic as fuck.
It might be,
because
but
I was a friend with someone with a body done, and I was uncomfortable. Like, we went to fucking Times Square, and no, there's no woman. I don't care how beautiful she is. I don't care how big her breasts are. I don't care how much ass shots she got. In no way, form, or fashion should a woman, whether she got work done or not, regardless of how beautiful she is and garners all this attention, the idea that they should just be accepting of it or whatever. Wait, let me finish.
I didn't even make my point, so I'll let you finish. But I didn't make my point. I didn't even get to my point.
I heard enough to where it was problematic.
You can disagree, but I didn't get my point off, so it's not problematic.
Fine, get your point off.
My point that I'm making is I wish that the conversation was more about the confidence factor, because as another woman, I've also been uncomfortable with that amount of attention, because now we got to check the men that are around too and the other women that are around, because this woman can't exist in her confidence in her space. Now we're changing the conversation so that it's about her body instead of about the fact that she's a comfortable, confident woman. Because Karrueche could walk in the same and have the same amount of attention, and women are still uncomfortable. Do you know what that's the point that I'm making? It's not about her body. It's about the confidence. We have a problem overall.
It's not about the confidence.
We have a problem overall with other women being confident if we're not that confident. It doesn't matter what the body type is. We have made it about the body. That's what we've made it about. That's a whole other point.
Nah, you even bringing up Karrueche, it's not about the body, because you brought up the confidence and it still makes people insecure.
Yes, that's why I said it is about the confidence. I don't want to.
But you can't check the confidence and insecurities and of literally everyone. Like I said, I was in Times Square. There were women and men taking photos of my friend like this as she was walking by. That has nothing to do with her being confident or these people lacking confidence, is what I'm saying. And there's no way to check if we walk into a party, the men or women that feel insecure because of my body. So it has nothing to do with the confidence in which a woman has from her beauty or non-beauty. It's everything to do with everyone that's around her. And what you're saying is unrealistic at all to check everyone's insecurities based on how you enter a room. That is unrealistic. The conversation around it is unrealistic. And also, we also just said that a lot of people get their bodies done based off of the insecurities they may have had or still continue to have, because once you even get lipo, you're going back probably another 2, 3, or 4 times to continue getting lipo.
But that's also why I said we have to.
There's a false sense of confidence with everybody. Everybody insecure in a little way. And so there's no way to check people in their insecurities.
What I'm saying, it's not about checking people with insecurities. You missed my point entirely. The only point that I'm making is the fact that what we have a problem with is not the body. That's my point. The way that we're having this conversation now, most women don't care about another woman's body. What they care about is the confidence that woman might now have that you may not have. That's now amplified in this moment because you might have altered your body to be more confident and another woman didn't, and she doesn't have the confidence. So it's got nothing to do with her body. So now we're doing exactly what we hate that men do to us all the time, which is make it objectify something it actually has very little to do with. It's got less to do with the body and more to do with the confidence. That's why I say that brings me back full circle to my point is the only way to critique and criticize someone or criticize something you don't like is to separate the person from it. My issue with a woman who's bought her body is not the fact that she's bought her body. My issue is now I'm aware of maybe some insecure things that I gotta deal with that's my shit. My issue is my issue. It's my shit that's now triggered by another woman's confidence in her body, no matter what her body type is. If she happens to be curvy, that's going to be more triggering for me because I'm also a naturally curvy woman. So now it highlights the things that I might be insecure about. That's why I say the only way to critique something you don't like is to really separate the person. I don't have no problem with a woman that got her body done, but what makes me uncomfortable is going to be, now it makes me assess to some things that I might not like about my body. So the confidence is the issue, not the body. That was my point.
Heard you, sis. Let's get out of this conversation.
Jesus
God
Christ.
damn.
We cannot disagree today.
God damn. I mean, we agree to disagree. A little bit.
I picked the wrong day that says to not drink wine. I need to finish these antibiotics, Jesus. Oh, God.
Yo, but what's crazy is this really be our conversation on so many
really
times.
how we talk.
We don't agree on shit. So yes, we're two biracial bitches, but fuck.
But we still gonna fight you. You know what I'm saying? It's like having a family member. Well, your friend, nah. Shut your ass up. I'll beat a bitch ass over Mandy. Don't fucking play with me. Watch how you talk.
Literally, we probably gonna have lunch. No, I gotta get my lashes done.
You gotta get your lashes done.
But we literally been hanging out all weekend, y'all. Don't think this is... Here's the thing. Men are allowed to talk like this. Women, when we do, they're gonna be like, oh my God, Mandy is so jealous and just wants to talk over Bridget's point. She hates her. Like, that's literally... Women aren't allowed even the space to disagree or have these type of conversations where we know both of us have valid points, but we're coming from such different spaces that when people view this, they're going to be like, oh my God, women just can't get along. And it's just like, nah, nigga, it's just a conversation about something that we both have different experiences and points on, and we can fucking have it. And some raised dialect, but we finish it. Is dialect the word? Dialogue. That's what I meant, bitch. I knew it was a D word. But, anyways.
You usually get all the D words right?
I sure do. Ding-a-ling-a-ling, bitch. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. But I wanted, while we were talking about women's bodies before we get into Freshly Squeezed, I did want to talk about Britney Spears. Because if we're talking about women and their rights and the rights to their bodies, we finally saw Britney Spears. Y'all know we talked about It's Britney Bitch a couple episodes ago regarding her conservatorship and what is it, the Free Britney doc?
Yeah.
Is that what the name of it was? It was a beautiful documentary by the New York Times. I believe they were responsible for it. And we shared our thoughts on that, but Britney most recently wrote something, and I want to read it here. She said, I will be honest with you. I haven't been back to court in a long time because I don't think I was heard on any level when I came to court the last time. I brought 4 sheets of paper in my hands and wrote and linked what I've been through in the last just 4 months before I came there. The people who did that to me should not be able to walk away so easily. I'll recap. I was on tour in 2018 and I was forced to do. My management said if I don't do this tour, I'll have to find an attorney. She also has been in this conservatorship for 13 years and is asking the LA Superior Court to end it after she says she's been exploited, bullied, and has been felt left out alone. She did also make a huge Instagram post to her fans and telling them how sorry she was that she let it be led on to believe that she was in an okay space when really she wasn't.
Right.
And how unfair it was to her fans. This is a long ass paragraph and I'm not going to read it. Y'all can go to her page. It's still up.
Right.
But basically, she just, spoke to her fans and said that she's not okay. And one of the conversations regarding this conservatorship was the fact that she does want to procreate and have more children. And under this conservatorship where her father is in charge of pretty much all of her life decisions.
How much money she makes. Not how much money she makes. How much access she has to her money. Where her money gets spent. Where she,
and
touring,
also
all of
the
that.
removal of her IUD. So she has had an IUD in for, I assume, at least the last 13 years since this conservatorship. And she really wants to have another child. And they're simply not letting her remove it. Now, I did kind of look into what this means. So basically, y'all saw all of the tabloids and everything. Basically, she was diagnosed, or it was ruled by the court of law that she was not mentally stable, and so therefore could not make these decisions without a conservator.
Right.
And she's now saying 13 years later,
which she agreed to at the time.
At the time.
Yeah.
At the time. But now she's like, I'm actually really well and fine and can do, and am capable of being not only a mother, but can handle my own business and spend my own money. And I want to live a better life now. And she's not being given that opportunity.
No. And you know, I think the saddest part about all of this is that she's being controlled completely by her family, which, I mean, at this point, it's kind of like, wouldn't you want, like, as her family, you would expect and anticipate they would make decisions that at this point would be for her betterment. She doesn't appear to be unstable at all.
Where is Jamie?
Like, where's her sister?
Where's
the mother?
Like, I don't understand. The people that she actually, in the documentary, made it seem like were super supportive of her. Why there's not literally some
very
sort
quiet.
of petition by the family members that could even write on behalf of Britney that she is better, that she is capable of making the decisions for her own life.
It's also really strange because they've been really quiet, which means nobody's been coming out either and saying, nah, she's crazy, you know don't listen to her. Nobody's even saying that. So now it's like,
they're not sticking up for her either.
No, they're not. But that's what I'm saying. It seems like there's some weird sticky shit going on, whether it's about money. Whether it's about, you know, even I guess Kevin Federline finally spoke out about what was going on and said that he wanted her to be, you know, be the best version of herself so that she could be more active as a parent because he has primary custody of their sons. And I guess she has limited visitation with them by herself. And I think I don't know if the rest of the time it's supervised, but only 30% of the time she has access to her kids. So
yeah, that's wild.
It's interesting. I mean,
but also if you see like
not being able to take the IUD out is really strange. I mean, it's devastating, but it's also a very strange thing to not allow.
Could you look up? Savon? What are like the laws around abortion in the state of California? Only because I would be curious with
the conservatorship.
Not even. It's not about the conservatorship, but also with so many states now, literally trying to switch Wade. It's Wade versus Roe for the abortion.
Roe versus Wade.
Roe versus Wade. Okay, abortion in California. Okay, it is legal. 57% of adults say that abortion should be legal. Okay, so it is more of like a...
It's a very liberal state.
It's a very liberal state. Yeah. So I'm only surprised by that because if this case, say, were to be happening in states like in Alabama or Texas or Mississippi or some of these states that are literally trying to make abortion illegal again, I would understand. But yeah, that's really interesting with the fact that this is happening in California. I would be interested to know if even the judge is getting some sort of kickback from the dad or, I mean, all I know is there's some, bitch, we just saw, what's that show that was just on TV? Your Honor? Like there's shit where
crazy
judges and prosecutors,
they can pull strings.
There are strings that can be pulled, but also people get paid off all the fucking time.
Yeah.
And if we know anything about Britney Spears and who she was and how much she really is worth, that is some fucking money.
But even when they were when they showed the documentary, the attorney that they were talking to that was repping the fam that used to rep the family stopped the interview because she was going back to work for the family again.
It's some bullshit.
That shit is crazy.
Nah, it is crazy. I do. Y'all know it's forever #free Britney. I definitely want her to hopefully get out of that conservatorship and again have autonomy over her own body. 100%.
Please, God. Just too many things.
Well, y'all know it's about that time.
It's time for Freshly Squeezed. Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
We're there.
We're back.
And we're back. So y'all know it was only right for me to come in. I'll start it off.
Yes.
So there was some dope albums dropped. We did play Need to Know by Doja a couple weeks ago, but she released this weekend her single with The Weeknd, and she dropped fully her whole project, Planet Her. It is beautiful. It is fun. Parks, I know you hated it, but I enjoyed it. She has one of the songs on there that I really enjoy called Ain't Shit, and it's talking about how niggas ain't shit. I really also love the visuals and the sound of her song. This is the one playing with The Weeknd, And you know, I done shitted on The Weeknd so much. I really
You
like
and
The
me
Weeknd
both.
in this song, though.
You and me both.
This is really, really good. She also has features from Young Thug, Ariana Grande, and I don't know, SZA, of course.
Yes, SZA.
Okay, so I got to get into all her verses, but the best verse on the album comes from JID, Jid. My God, he killed it, and I need him to get in his horny bag way more.
Oh.
Because it was amazing. Let me see if I could just get to it. Hold on. I feel it. Here we go. Oh, I found it.
Yes, play it.
I found it, y'all. It is so, so good. Hold on. Let me start it from the chorus. Here we go.
Laying on a bed like a vegetable. An eggplant?
Expo, now trying to find. Loving, bugging.
Yeah, this is definitely Mandy's. It's definitely a Mandy song.
When I tell you, Josh, did that not go?
That goes.
I tell you, he hit that and I made that ugly face like, ugh.
Yeah.
Damn, let me play that shit back. And I did. And I did. And now that I got, so first off, I got the cadence down, didn't really get the words, but with the lyrics, I could flow with it. So I'm going to learn that motherfucking verse, bitch. I'm going to come on here. That's how we open it maybe next week, bitch. I'm going to just come on here like, nothing, sorry, all that. Okay. Before I passed the aux. That was my hippity hop for the week. Because you have hippity hop and you have R&B as well.
Yes, I do.
So I will play my R&B. We'll do hippity hop, R&B, hippity hop, R&B.
Yeah.
My R&B record that I wanted to play and put y'all motherfuckers up on. If you do not know, her name is Now.
She's a vibe.
Now. And it's not NAO, it's NAO. Oh, it's not NOW, it's NAO. I am a huge fan of her. I don't think I played any of her records on here before. But she did just release a new song called Messy Love. And I wish I could get into even the lyrics on her, because when I tell you this song, you know how I've been lately, where I've been in my feelings, and I feel like every song was made for me. She released over the weekend a song called Messy Love. Let me play that for y'all so y'all can get into that. If y'all haven't heard her vocals, they are so different. I love how she sounds. I love this song.
She's such a beautiful voice, too.
Beautiful. God. That's me, bitch. I'm to blame if I go back. It's
Facts.
my fault.
Same.
Nope, I waste my mind. Sure do, because nigga, I can't get you off of it. Hey. We don't? Love is only for fools, actually. Fuck a fool's love. And every time we fall in love with a nigga, who become a fool? Us. We be fools for falling in love with these niggas. And y'all be fools for falling in love with our ain't shit asses too. Yes, it's mutual. Love is for fools. And I just wanted to say that because goddamn, I done fell in love.
I'm a fool.
Bitch got my
I'm
heart
sitting here
on.
like, well, I'll be a fool, bitch. I'll be a fool. It's messy. It's great. I love it. It has the capacity to be toxic sometimes. It's not always, but it can be. So you can have toxic moments. The relationship ain't toxic.
Just listening to the words, like I'm to blame if I go back. Yes, as always, we know that we will stay with someone, although we don't always necessarily forgive them and the things that they've done to us. Yeah. So we're to blame if we stay with this person that we essentially haven't forgiven, that we know maybe may not be the person we need to be with, that we know we deserve better, but we're putting up with the bare minimum that they're trying to fucking give to us. We stay with these people despite the fact that we know there is someone better, but this is a place that is comfortable for us. So as fools. We stay in these goddamn relationships knowing good goddamn well this is not where we're supposed to be.
But that's why it's messy love, not good love, because good love is not going to make a fool out of you. Good love,
you know what I mean? No, at the end,
better.
Nothing lasts forever. And we had that conversation. So at the very...
Dear God.
We're going to be a fool, goddammit.
Jesus Christ,
okay,
Eeyore.
I'm sorry, bitch. I can't...
Damn, Eeyore. Can a bitch be Tigger or nah?
Nah, bitch. Fuck your happiness. Fuck your fantasy you fucking living in, bitch.
Because a bitch is in love and happy.
Bring that shit back to reality, ho.
All right, we're going to bring it back to hippity hop because I almost never have hip hop records, right? But I was very surprised today to discover that Mandii is not really a Tyler, the Creator fan.
I am not.
So
I don't know one record, sis.
And to be honest, I wasn't either. I wasn't really either until Igor. I just didn't know enough about him until Igor. And then his Igor project really kind of enlightened me because I love it. I love music. I love eclectic music. I love instrumentation. And that Igor project was fantastic. If you have not listened to it, go listen to that.
Bitch,
but then
I don't know half of these features on his album. Who the fuck is a Tizo and a Domo and a...
I don't know,
Uzi
but there's Uzi, Pharrell, there's Wayne, there's 42
Daisy
Doug,
World.
And DJ Drama. And shout out to DJ Drama because this really felt like a mixtape. This was giving like mixtape vibes, which I thought was really cool. And the song I want to play is called Massa or Massa. Massa or Massa. I think it's Massa. But yeah, Tyler the Creator came with it. This album he just dropped is called Call Me If You Get Lost. And this song is called Massa.
Bitch, don't call me if you lost. I ain't know. Ask
you lost
Siri.
too.
Ask Siri, bitch.
I just love his evolution.
And I suck dick. Oh, I was trying to finish the lyrics for him. I'm sorry. I thought...
I like his storytelling. I like his style. I do. And this was like, I'm in the car listening to this and I was like, yo, I love that I run it back to listen to what he's saying and I pick up something new every time. I think it's really dope. So shout out to Tyler. He performed at the BET Awards. Did you see his performance? No?
No, didn't even look it up. I'm not... I don't like. What is a song like? Can you tell me a radio song, not a festival song?
Nah. Well, he's not a big. He's not a big radio song. Nah, he's not. He's not a big radio.
Tell me a hit single.
I mean,
one that
Earthquake
went gold,
is the only
diamond?
one that he had. Does that count?
Can I hear it? Maybe I know it. I literally don't know one Tyler the Creator song.
Earthquake.
And if y'all want to come to me, let's just blame Florida. We're gonna blame Florida for everything, but Earthquake. Give me that. What that sound like? Because
let's go Earthquake.
Even the conversation that they was comparing him to J. Cole, I don't know what the fuck.
I didn't understand the J. Cole comparison.
That was an awful. That conversation, they made no goddamn sense. But okay, give it to me.
This is Earthquake.
Nope, don't know. We can turn it off. All right, what's the R&B record you got?
What about the one with Caliucci? See You Again? No.
Oh my God, this sounds awful. Take it off.
Like, never heard this either?
Okay. Right? No? Okay. That's the only okay I know.
Okay.
Okay,
we'll move right along. We'll move right along.
Is that what it says? It's okay, right? Okay.
Yeah, that's a song, but I don't think that's a Tyler song.
Oh, well, bitch, all right. We don't know.
That's a Kanye song.
Oh, is that? Well, I ain't gonna shout
something.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
that
Kanye.
one.
Yeah, I like that. That's a bop.
I haven't listened to his music in so long. I don't even know anymore. So of course, one of our favorites, Jasmine Sullivan, dropped
Shout out to
a joint.
Jasmine
Dropped
Sullivan.
a joint, and she performed and won last night for Album of the Year, I believe. So congrats,
And she
Jasmine.
also headlined for the very first time Essence Fest.
Yeah.
So she had a whole performance, and I wish she got those flowers to headline while Essence Fest was in person. But of course, this was hopefully their last year, fully virtual.
I hope so, because Essence Fest was a vibe, honey.
Where we going? Because we aunties now,
We
baby.
aunties. We could
I'm
definitely
ready.
be all
I
up in
could
the
be
mix.
there. And girl, we get back to our hotel room by 12:30, right?
I love it.
Make
Yeah.
sure we get to bed early.
Nah, you be on Bourbon Street. The aunties and the aunties at Essence Fest be turning the fuck up.
All right, well, girl, we just got to make sure we get some Molly. All right, we'll be down there. Sorry.
Let me bring my vitamin C. So Jasmine dropped a record last week called Tragic. And it's probably going to be really triggering for Mandy because most of the R&B joints are. But we're going to play it anyway because we love her. This is Jasmine.
Hear this shit.
Yes, Maxine Waters. And she had her show up at the BET Awards for this performance as well, which was fire.
What is Tragic? Is this about love? It's about these niggas?
When is it not?
Damn.
When is it not?
When Devon Terrell sings, y'all got to join us on Patreon to hear that conversation. Hey.
When your dick is tragic.
Come on.
Had it.
Scream Man, pull up these lyrics, please.
She making fun of this nigga's dick in her group chat.
You can't make fun of a nigga's dick if you let him smash more than once. Hey, pull up these lyrics, Scream Man. We need to have that conversation real quick.
Well, you know how I feel. If I only let you hit once,
Did
you
Alex
didn't
go to
have
the
it.
bathroom?
You borrowed it.
Alex, pull up the lyrics. I'm gonna pull up the lyrics. You don't hear it.
Oh yeah,
It's
let me
okay.
look it up.
Fade out from this, bro. Fade out from this, cause I need to. When your dick is tragic, who was lying when they told you was all that, and we had it. Just another good laugh in our group chat. Blah 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 blah. Can you call a nigga's dick tragic if you let him beat more than once? I would say no. If you let him run it back, there had to be something in there you liked. Something. You either saw the potential, either the size was well enough to where maybe you're gonna give him a second chance.
Yeah.
The stroke was good, maybe something. You can't call a nigga's dick tragic if he hit more than once, my nigga. No. That's not how this works. The same way, too, you can't call a nigga's dick tragic after you break up with him. Because sis, you was with him. You're not allowed to do that.
That's a fair point.
You're not allowed to do that.
You can't shit on, but I feel like that with men too. It's like if you was with a girl for a long time, you can't shit on her and be like, yeah, well, her box was whack. You was hitting it for a long time. Knock it off.
For a whole long time.
Yeah, let's relax.
And
I
it
agree.
got you enough into your feelings where, nigga, we was exclusive for some time being.
I mean, this sounds like this was a one-time thing. Am I wrong? Why you moving too fast? Could have did this on my own if I knew it'd be this bad. I could have stayed my ass at home.
Damn.
This sounds like it was one time. Just another good laugh in our group chat.
I ain't gonna hold you.
Tragic.
I ain't gonna hold you. That's why women do not like new dick. Because if we go on like a break, and a break for me is one cycle. If I reach my period again and I had dick and there's been 2 cycles, I feel like I'm a virgin. I'm a born again virgin at that point. At that point, I'm telling
now
you,
our vaginas have been baptized and cleansed.
twice by the hands of God.
By the hands of God.
That's what our
literally
period is. So I literally go on to saying, once I've had 2 cycles, I'm celibate. So when I want to break my celibacy, if I go to have sex and the sex is bad at that point, what are we doing? I still hear music too.
Sorry. All right, let's turn that down.
That's fine. I
agree with you.
You agree, right?
I agree.
Like, I ain't gonna hold you. If I'm celibate for like 2 months, then fuck like some nude dick and it's tragic, like Jasmine Sullivan said, I'm probably not gonna fuck for another month, and then I'm gonna tell the next nigga I ain't fucking 3 months. I'm not counting that nigga with the tragic dick. I've been celibate for 3 months.
If it was terrible, it doesn't count. That's how I've always felt. I'm not even, But also, if it's one time, if it's one time and it's terrible, the only time I would say you can't really say it's tragic if there was something that you liked and you let him come back a second time to redeem himself. If he didn't redeem himself the second time, then you could call it tragic. That's how I see it, Mama. I think it's after 2 times.
So they got 2 times.
Well, because sometimes, people be nervous. Guys get nervous when they trying to impress you and they trying to do a lot, and sometimes they try to overcompensate, and it's giving, just slow down, just take your time, maybe drink some more water.
I was about to say, it's giving you drank too much.
And it's giving you drink too much.
This was the only chance you was about to get. You ain't getting it again. You should have got your dick up. Sorry. No, it didn't happen. Sorry. Now, I'm projecting again. That really happened. What we got left? What we got left, sis?
Well, that concludes our Freshly Squeezed segment for today.
And we'll work, Savon, if you can, we'll send you those songs. A lot of y'all have been asking for it to either be in the description.
Yeah.
Or if you haven't yet, follow us on our Instagram. Maybe we'll make a template so that every week we can have our Freshly Squeezed post, because you guys really ask for these joints, because we be giving it to y'all or whatever, because we gotta be knowing music or whatever. So we'll get that for...
We'll do that.
We'll get that for all you nieces and nephews.
Yes.
We got y'all.
We didn't get a chance to last week talk about the Handmaid's Tale finale.
We didn't, bitch. And you know what?
We gotta get into TV because there's a lot of good TV. We gotta get into TV.
Okay. Well, y'all know we opened up with Mary J. Blige.
Yes.
I actually did get the chance to watch her documentary that was on Amazon Prime. It's called My Life, right?
Yes.
And I really enjoyed it. I think that she had they interviewed a lot of great people. You got to see literally who she was as a person in this space, and then she's actually rewatching the interviews, and she could be like, "Oh, I ain't like this interview." I could tell.
Right.
Like it was a really good insight. Also, just from a woman perspective who didn't come in all glamorized. She had Misa Hilton, who was dating Puff at the time, help her with her look. Which was iconic now.
Which was still really organically her. You know what I mean? And I think nowadays we really we see a lot of people get styled very well, but they're it's always glamorized. It's always you know what I mean, really well. It's well produced, but it's highly produced. So, it was dope to listen to her and Misa talk about, having that opportunity to really let Mary's style shine through. You know what I mean? From the wearing the backwards cap with the door knockers, and even the signature haircuts from the 90s, like the short bang and short on one side, long on the other, and the jersey. I think Mary really was and she said something really interesting that I thought that I could relate to too, which was that in the moment when you're that young and everything happens for you so fast, you don't really realize what's going on. Like she said, she was like, she went through a lot of emotions and was not really connected to everything that was happening, and didn't realize how successful she was because she didn't feel good about herself. So now her definition of success is really internally feeling whole and feeling excited about the next steps for what she's doing, and feel like she's really accomplished something. Her confidence in what she was doing is how she defined success, and now she feels like she's successful. And I think there's so much to be said about, wanting to rush things, right? When you're a kid and wanting to get out of whatever situation you're in and wanting to feel better about whatever circumstance you're under. And then the minute you get out of the space and you're an adult, and now there's all these responsibilities and all these different things that come with that you weren't expecting, that you didn't really want to sign up for, but here you are. So you gotta rise to the occasion in the moment. And sometimes rising to the occasion in the moment strips you of really being able to enjoy that moment. And listening to her talk about that, I related so much, because there's so many moments in my career I can look back that I'm like, damn, all of that happened so fast that a lot of the things that probably I was looking for them to be teachable moments were really just moments that I could have just enjoyed because they were priceless. And you know what I'm saying? Like being on the side of the stage at Wireless next to Amy Winehouse. Like that's something that's a memory for me that I didn't know, she died later that year. Like that would have been, had I thought of that moment of being like a oh my God, I should talk to her moment. Oh my God, this is such a, but I was starstruck and like, nah, I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to just see her again. And it's kind of in those kind of moments, it's like, damn, those things like they fly by you when you're younger.
I be so mad when I be like, I'm gonna see this nigga again. I never do. I should have got
never do.
Like the one thing at the softball game. I was like, well, I'm gonna give him my number. I didn't even get his name. I couldn't even find him on Instagram. I was going through all the tag pictures.
Damn.
Anyways.
But yeah, it's a great doc. And R.I.P. to Andre Harrell because there was a really
R.I.P. to him.
He played a really pivotal part. He was the one that signed her to Uptown Records in the first place and brought her out of the projects in Yonkers and gave her a deal and let Puff come in and make the My Life album. Which, by the way, I have to say, a lot of producers be on Puff's dick and think that he's the greatest of all time and he's amazing and blah 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 blah. But none of y'all. I'm not watching no behind the scenes, nothing, or Instagram live, nothing of any of y'all, except D-Mile. D-Mile's the only one that does it. In the studio with these artists producing the way that Puff was producing Mary. Like sitting there and going over songs. I mean, even thinking about the samples that were used on the My Life album, they still have an emotional significance and sentiment for her. And thinking about the memories that are attached to it. And then, we started today's episode playing Be Happy because it's very reminiscent of the songs, of the soulful funk songs of the 70s and 80s that gave you a minute and a half to 2 minutes of intro just of music, just of instrumentation to let it build, right? And I just think that, me being an auntie, that's the type of shit I would love to see more of from a lot of artists, right? We see it with her, her being the artist, her. We see it with, we're seeing it now with I think Jasmine Sullivan is really trying to do that with Ari Lennox as well. But that's really it. You know what I mean? I would love to see more of that because a lot of y'all producers out here talking about you produce this, you produce that, and they're hit records, but the development and the growth that comes with being that close to an artist, working that close to an artist to make sure their story is told in that way, in a timeless way. I don't see that much of that going on. But yeah, shout out to Mary. Shout out to Nicole, Ashana. There's a bunch of people on that team, man. Eddie, that people that gave me the opportunity to open for Mary at some point on tour. Just everybody involved, man. Larry Sims, who does her hair, like just great people, man. Just great to see everybody participate in such a beautiful legacy. And congrats to Mary, man. 25 years of My Life album, and we could still play that joint from beginning to end. Still timeless music. So,
we got told that we were now allowed to talk about Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
Through Twitter. Like, bro,
we let 2 whole weeks go.
We had 2 weeks. We let it go.
Y'all needed 2 weeks.
But literally the person who had a fit about us spoiling shit was like, oh yeah, y'all could talk about Handmaid's Tale now because I watched it. Nigga, fuck you. Anyways, we didn't talk about it last week because we ran out of motherfucking time. Otherwise, we was going to spoil that shit for you last week. Anyway.
Manny was ready to spoil that shit for you.
Nigga, I was so ready. It was in the outline, nigga. Anyways, so season 4 of Handmaid's Tale finally came to an end. I thought it ended beautifully, especially since June pissed us off this whole entire fucking season. She was just annoying the fuck out of me.
June was a mess.
I think she needs to let Luke go ahead and live his black ass life and go be with Nick, who really still ain't shit, even though he did help her in the end. I think what's really beautiful about the ending is that, yes, I'm spoiling here. Spoiler alert.
Womp, womp, womp.
Fred dies a very painful, tragic death. Mm-hmm. But I think what's interesting about this is you really actually get to think about who really was the villain.
Right.
In this entire show. I really hope that they bring another season, because what's crazy is all of the laws of Gilead were laid down by Serena.
Yep.
And Serena, of course, because as a mother-to-be, you still also saw her hesitation in fully building a family, even with Fred. And even her alliance with Fred towards the end was all for self-worth. Yeah. All for self.
All for self.
Everything that she's done has been completely selfish. And so I'm curious to see what happens knowing that, A, she's still alive. We didn't see the reaction of her knowing that Fred was sent back to Gilead. I think that we saw a lot of changes in the character of the auntie. Who's the aunt that does all the handmaids?
Aunt Lydia.
Aunt Lydia. She, you could tell, was battling with whether she wanted to be good or evil based on the role she has as an aunt. Even specifically with the girl that started with a G. I can't even remember her name. Janine with the one eye. It was just, I liked how it ended only because I was so frustrated at the slow build. I was just certain that, well, I guess she did go back to Gilead despite making it to Canada. But I enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie. I would say keep watching it if you're, still binging from season 1 or 2 or 3. Season 4, I think, was a good watch.
Definitely a good watch. I think I didn't love the ending.
Okay. What would you, what part?
Because I would have liked to. Well, this felt like this was the end of the season. To be honest,
Like
the end of the series
finale.
Yeah, this felt like the end of the series, and even if it's not, it felt like it because Fred being killed really was a finality that I was not expecting this season.
Okay.
I was not. I was expecting him to get back to Gilead. Right. And then it was like a to be continued for him. Serena got to stay in Canada now and figure out how to raise this baby by herself. Because if she brings the baby back, you know what's going to happen in Gilead. They're going to confiscate that baby and they're going to put that girl on the wall. Yep. And so, all those things in my mind were things that needed to play out. But also, the only part about the ending that made sense to me was definitely June basically coming in and what looked like saying goodbye to her baby. Because it looks like she about to be back. She about to go back to Gilead and try to get Hannah, right?
Oh,
That's what that ending signified for me. That's why Luke looked like he, you know what I mean? You see him crying because it's like he knows she about to leave again. That's why she's hugging the baby. It's like she got blood on her hands. She done
made out with Nick any goddamn way.
Like,
bitch, you off of Luke. Yeah. You off of Luke. Let him go live his best life because he waited for your ass.
He waited faithfully.
Fool's love. What did we talk about? Fool's love. Bitch, you a whole ass fool. Put your clown face on, Luke.
But also, the other thing that was mad unrealistic about this was the fact that they let all these women come and have their way beating the shit out of Fred before. You know what I'm saying? Like, that to me was like, come on, y'all dragging this Hollywood shit out. Because if this was a real situation, he would have gotten off, he would have gotten away, he would have gotten to Gilead, you know what I mean? And June would have come back and did it herself later on. You know what I mean? And then gotten caught, and then she back in the habit with Aunt Lydia all over again.
Hey, y'all, we need to get her in the writer's room.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bridget got, maybe we could make that all a dream.
And
then still start off season 4 with Fred, or season 5 with Fred.
Right.
You know they be doing that.
Right.
You think somebody died, and then you come back and it was all like an alternate reality.
I'm not going to ruin the Shy for y'all, but this week, and I got to talk to Lena because the writing is getting a little Tyler Perry stereotypical-ish.
Yeah, look, Josh said
it's getting a little soap opera-esque, and they're losing me. This week's episode of The Shy was... it was just all of the. I don't like any of the characters anymore. None of the characters have likable personalities. They've all become really selfish, egotistical, petty, and not really. I don't want to say not really enjoyable, but they're not. Nobody's dynamic is entertaining to watch anymore. Like there's no one person
entertaining to watch is different than likable, only because, and maybe this is what ended up being the problem with Power. You had someone that you were rooting for in the beginning or that was likable. And by the end, everyone had so many different flaws that you almost didn't even know who the fuck you were even rooting for. So it's just like, all right, I'm not interested anymore in anyone's storyline because I hate everybody.
Right.
And I think that's what happened to Power.
Which is what this feels like now. Because Power was also a soap opera. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like, well, who killed Ghost? It's like, all right, now, like y'all dragging this out. It was just too many. It's getting to that point now where everyone's story is kind of hitting a wall, and they're trying to create like unrest between characters that shouldn't have unrest. You know what I'm saying? Like the two boy best friends, and one of them ends up stealing the girlfriend from the other one. It's like in high school. I mean, if that's really a thing, they don't have any other friends, right? It's just the three of them, and the one is like the one is really in love with this girl who his friend didn't like at all, and then all of a sudden now they like each other, and Kevin is getting left out the mix, and so now and neither one of them is really sorry, but they're also not in love either. So you're like, if y'all not in love, then what is going on? What is the point of all this?
Fool's love.
It was just really weird.
Staying with people they don't even really like no more.
And the girl had the baby and was totally fine with, you know what I mean, having, being a surrogate for someone and letting the baby be adopted. And now that she's now being given a chance at a second life, and she's 18 or 19 years old. She's given a chance to get back to herself. At the end of the last episode, she's like, I want my baby back. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, none of the stuff
That's how Being Mary Jane got to at one point. It was just like, all right.
Well, it's just things
it just
that
was dragging.
It's dragging. It's starting to feel like it's dragging. Like the writers don't know what else to do with some of these characters, and it's kind of like, all right, maybe we should introduce new characters. I don't know, but I'm getting over it. The Chi is not as great as it was.
Well, this was a hell of a show, guys.
It was. It definitely was.
I'm excited. We have a very, very, very special Friends with Benefits joining us on next week's episode. We want everyone to be safe this 4th of July weekend.
Please.
Get you a motherfucking Uber. Yes, they're going to be surcharging, but make sure during this week, you maybe chill on the Uber Eats or you chill on going out with your friends just so that you can make sure that you're not startled by that Uber price or the Lyft price or whatever carpooling you do. Do not drive. Do not be drunk. Be safe outside. Y'all don't blow off your hands with these goddamn fireworks. And outside of that, we have an announcement coming. So make sure you are following all of our See the Thing Is pages.
Yes.
So on Twitter, that is at See the Thing Is _. On Instagram, that is at See the Thing Is pod. If you're not yet subscribed to our feed, so you are up to date on anything that we may be announcing, but we do have an announcement coming this
Very
week.
And we're hype. We're hype, and you guys should be hype because it just means more of us for more of you.
There we go. I like that. This is the way I felt like we was getting out of here because ironically, this was a song one time on my MySpace page. And I just think that I need y'all to know that me and Bridget are just fine. Despite how we were arguing with each other this episode. Shout out to Mary J. Blige. We went from the old to the new. But I need you to know, wow, let it go. Kick it just up and get away. Sorry, you know I don't be knowing all the words.
It's okay. You knew enough.
What you wanna do. Nah, but thank y'all for tuning in to See the Thing Is, y'all. We about to get out of here. Savon, let's make sure we post them the freshly squeezed. Shout out to Parks, shout out to Josh, shout out to Scream Man.
Shout out to Carl,
out to the
shout
team
out to
over here,
Alex.
shout out to the JBN. Let's
Alex,
go.
this flower arrangement this week, bro. Whoa.
Hey.
Whoa.
Hey, I'll eat her pussy too.
Whoa.
Whoever giving us these flowers. I need some arrangements in my home.
We'll see y'all next week.
Bye, y'all.
Can I still put my shades on? Can I put my shades on for this?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. YouTubers, go ahead. Look into the camera. Go ahead. Look at me spilling wine. All right, time to get out of here.
Have a safe week, y'all. Later.